na 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 na. Na na na. All of this drip, split, splash, hope I don't slip, nah.
I'm in a whip, drip fast, pray don't flip,
nah.
I'm in a whip, click, clack, don't think I'ma miss,
nah. Now how would I miss, nah, when I'm moving like this, nah. I get my stepping on when the bird is on, yeah I feel like a leprechaun. Ain't no need for no weapons drawn, unless my debit's gone, he gon' know he got credit wrong. I got this silly bitch doing silly tricks and she know how to get it on. I left the dealership with a dealer bitch and she know how to get it off. She get nothing but back shots, got her hands in the air like a mascot. She said, damn baby, can you go faster? Call her bestie like, girl, I need backup. And they love what I do on my laptop, and I'm making these hits and they too cold. Had to build me a lab up in Pluto. What the fuck is he doing next? Who don't watch no face? All of this drip, split, splash, hope I don't slip, nah.
I'm in a whip, drip fast, pray don't flip,
nah.
I'm in a whip, click, clack, don't think I'ma miss,
nah. Now how would I miss, nah, when I'm moving like this, nah.
She love the drip, said I'm too drippy, like she want me all on her kidneys. But she gotta go, if she not city, OTDO, BOA friendly. I hop in the whip, dip, dash, pray the Lord I don't crash. With my foot on the gas, I'm leaning back, she sucking up, slapping her ass. Told mama your son gonna make it, for all of the opportunities your son missed. Watch me ball like I'm Kobe, no they cannot hold me, but I scored a touchdown like Mike Fit. Make a double right off of my last flip. I was trapping in the latest fashion. Don't care about your past, that was past tense. You my present, so I'm just give rapping.
All of this drip, split, splash, hope I don't slip, nah.
I'm in a whip, drip fast, pray don't flip. I'm in a whip, click, clack, don't think I'ma miss.
Now how would I miss, when I'm moving like this?
She a freak hoe, she sucking deep for the C-no. Said she ain't worried about no class cause she D-go. She claiming that she the best when she deep throw. Shooting the killer's a free throw. Empty the 8 and then reload. This ain't Vagina, it's Cheetos, so I keep my eyes like an ego. Fucking with Tazz is like touching a kettle. Like a rock band, yeah, I keep heavy metal. Got her ass dead when she shake, it's like jello. Couple passports on my way to De Niro. No time for a widow, it's lit. I don't have time to be wasting that shit. A couple hoes fell in love with my dick. A million is swag and I'm not even rich.
All of this drip, split, splash, hope I don't slip, nah.
I'm in a whip, drip fast, pray don't flip,
nah.
I'm in a whip, click, clack, don't think I'ma miss,
nah. Now how would I miss, nah, when I'm moving like this, nah. All of this drip, split, splash, hope I don't slip, nah.
I'm in a whip, drip fast, pray don't flip,
nah.
I'm in a whip, click, clack, don't think I'ma miss,
nah. Now how would I miss, nah, when I'm moving like this, nah.
Nigga, we on you, count up the bills to fuck up your karma. Doge. Gabbana, nigga, we on you, count up the bills that cut up your karma. I came out the dope hole, the east is the coast though. I took a trip to the west to lace up baguettes and lay in a low-low. Hydraulics, we pressed that. Presidential, we elect that. And she was my side piece. He went and he kept that. Stop thinking with your heart first. Lay the target on your mark first. Wahlberg with your mark verse. I bring the madness like it's March 1st. I'm bringing the rim down. That's 2 for the 10 now. I'm stopping the beat up. I'm making the Tim sound. You begging for credit, your bitch is a headache. I'm high off the medics. The man who just said it's the man who just bet it. You niggas be starving, the hand is just fed it. Your life is a movie, I'm here to just edit. A cap and a cane that came with the debit.
Shit easy, nigga. You hear that? Put my pops in dimes, nigga. Dimes, nigga. Doge.
Gabbana, a nigga, we on you. Count up the bills that fuck up your karma. Doge, Doge. Gabon, a nigga, we on you. Count up the bills that cut up your karma.
Bitches?
You talking to the bulls throwing big lapel.
Hey, you got some bitches?
What are you talking about?
Ooh. The fuck? Big fancy, a fatty. Got me focused. Yeah. I'm with it. I got something too. Yo, call J Trey.
Hold on. Hello, that's hello in Spanish. Fuck you out, you little dirty ass. Pool party. Video show. I'm pulling up right now, nigga. There better be some business there, nigga. Not no dirty business. Leave it, man.
Something different.
Alito, that's hello in Spanish.
Yeah, she telling me nothing is free. Her body will come with a fee. She say if you ain't getting money, the fuck is you doing? You trying to holler at me? Shorty, the truth got a big bag. You could just tell by the wrist wet. Whoever your ex gon' be big mad. She loving my sound, she a big fan. She telling me nothing is free. Her body will come with a fee. She say if you ain't getting money, the fuck is you doing? You trying to holler at me? Shorty, the truth got a big bag. You could just tell by the wrist wet. Whoever your ex gon' be big mad. She loving my sound, she a big fan.
Rolls Royce to Miami trip. Late night, how she hugging the strip. Baby father ain't never this shit. Instagram said she wanna be lit. Cutting jeans with her ass out. Bottle girls bringing cash out. Suckin', she fucking, she talking that shit. Suck my dick until I passed out. Next morning, how I'm getting a text. Her eyes say you needed some rest. Block calls, how I come from my ex. Baby girl don't wanna be stressed. Fuck with a baller. Money can't buy love, but I can show you the way. From moving that gate, from uptown, down south, baby girl, this is where we gotta get paid.
She telling me nothing is free. Her body will come with a fee. She say if you ain't getting money, the fuck is you doing? You trying to holler at me? Shorty, the truth got a big bag. You could just tell by the wrist wet. Whoever your ex gon' be big mad. She loving my sound, she a big fan. She telling me nothing is free. Her body will come with a fee. She say if you ain't getting money, the fuck is you doing? You trying to holler at me? Shorty, the truth got a big bag. You could just tell by the wrist wet. Whoever your ex gon' be big mad. She loving my sound, she a big fan.
Big fan, she a Betty. Got me focused, no Eddie. I hold the bag, no caddy. Tryna hear her calling me daddy. She told me she just tryna run up the cheddar. Then I said you bugging, you know that I'm better. You know all the lyrics, you rockin' my sweater. If she make a move, then you know I'ma let her away. Hold up, we making a movie, so everything else is irrelevant. Roll up, the gas in the before I hop on the stage, I'm a veteran. Pull up, that Henny the deuce with the rum and I get in my element. She telling me I'm gon' blow up. Said stick beside and I
she
show up.
She telling me nothing is free. Her body will come with a fee. She say if you ain't getting money, the fuck is you doing? You trying to holler at me? Shorty, the truth got a big bag. You could just tell by the wrist wet. Whoever your ex gon' be big mad. She loving my sound, she a big fan. She telling me nothing is free. Her body will come with a fee. She say if you ain't getting money, the fuck is you doing? You trying to holler at me? Shorty, the truth got a big bag. You could just tell by the wrist wet. Whoever your ex gon' be big mad. She loving my sound, she a big fan. Big fan, she know all my shit. Make it clap and then drop to a split. Make a blind from the rocks on the wrist. Pop lock and I pop on her lips. Shorty bad with the bag too. Say she tired of a man too. I told her I'd break her heart. Cause shorty, the bitches around me is too much to handle. Got a big bag like I'm Santa Claus. I been winning, I been a boss. You never seen no shit like this. Big crib with the tennis courts. Yeah, I'm a thug, plus I'm a gentleman. And I be throwing my money to honeys around me. They call me the weatherman. So much cake, I'm like enemy. She telling me nothing is free. Her body will come with a fee. She say if you ain't getting money, the fuck is you doing? You trying to holler at me? Shorty, the truth got a big bag. You could just tell by the wrist wet. Whoever your ex gon' be big mad. She loving my sound, she a big fan. She telling me nothing is free. Her body will come with a fee. She say if you ain't getting money, the fuck is you doing? You trying to holler at me? Shorty, the truth got a big bag. You could just tell by the wrist wet. Whoever your ex gon' be big mad. She loving my sound, she a big fan.
Nigga, why me? I came from the bottom just like you. I went through the struggle just like you. The only difference is I'm not you. Nigga, why me? I even got friends that show me love. I even got friends that poke me up. I even got friends that lock me up. Nigga, why me? I came from the bottom just like you. Went through the struggles just like you. Only difference is I'm not you. Nigga, why me? I even got friends that show me love. I even got friends that poke me up. I even got friends that lock me up. Nigga, why me?
First off, it's my turn. A lot of niggas ain't gon' like that. No dad, but I fight back. Real nigga gon' strike back. I've been thinking about a lot of shit. But one thing that been hitting me is all this hate niggas giving me. This fake love shit sick of me. I just stay on my toes. Real niggas don't fold. No cap, say it bold. White champ be the code. Life filled with up and downs. One reason I don't fuck around. I ride niggas so buckle down. This real nigga gon' talk it now. I've been lost in my ways. Better yet, stay away. I'm tired of playing all them games. It's time to overlap you lames. They locked me down, stabbed me up, ran down, said I couldn't eat. I'm still rocking like this fucking beat. So no nigga, don't fuck with me. You tellin' stories, well tell them right. I'm tired of niggas and they bullshitting. Fuck around, get your life tooken. Trying to live like the bull living. My cloth different, I learned that. When it came for me, I ain't turned back. I ain't talking about them hating niggas, but my fam went and turned back. Type of shit keep me cold. But fuck a nigga on the road. I've been on it since day one. I never changed since day one. This is me to that day come. I lost a lot, but I gained one. I said this is me to that day come. I lost a lot, but I gained one.
Why me? I came from the bottom just like you. I went through the struggles just like you. The only difference is I'm not you. Nigga, why me? I even got friends that show me love. I even got friends that poke me up. I even got friends that lock me up. Nigga, why me? I came from the bottom just like you. Went through the struggles just like you. Only difference is I'm not you. Nigga, why me? I even got friends that show me love. I even got friends that poke me up. I even got friends that lock me up. Nigga, why me? 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 Why me?
Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your girl V-Henny, man. You already know the vibes. We got your girl Azia in the building.
Wagwan.
What's good? How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel really,
You're about
really
to
good.
feel even better because you're in, I just want to do this toast because you've accomplished mad shit.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
Yo,
Thank
you've
you,
accomplished congratulations just on
Thank
everything
you.
you've been working. I know you're working hard.
Yes.
You know, I see
Definitely working hard. Definitely have more work to do. Definitely not even the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
So,
well, let's cheers
cool.
to that, man. I want to just say thank you for taking the time being here and congratulations on everything.
Yeah.
And we got that brown water.
Facts.
Ooh. You ready for that? You ready? You ready? You ready with
ready
this
for that?
interview with V-Henny?
Let's get it. She said, "Oh, you ready for that?" You sound like my uncle. My uncle be saying that.
Oh, really?
Ready for that?
Not because, Henny, sometimes it just sneaks up on you sometimes.
Yeah.
Woo,
You never know when it's going to.
Yeah, it's insane. But again, going back to you, I met you, I think 2 years ago, South by Southwest, was it?
South by Southwest.
Have you seen the growth from back when I met you to where you're at now within your career, your artistry and everything?
Personally, I never see the growth. I don't see it or feel it until people tell me, wow, you've done so much. I've had a billboard on 42nd Street and I still don't feel like I've had a billboard on 42nd Street. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't really get to live in the moment, or I haven't lived in the moment until I feel I don't know, I guess I'm closer to my aha moment.
Okay.
Some OGs tell me that if you don't, you have to learn how to live in the moment while it's happening, because you never know when that aha moment is going to happen. And if you put an end date on your aha moment, then that means that there's going to be a time where you're willing to quit, and you might never get there because you have an end date. Gotcha. So you kind of just got to go through the motions, go through the process, trust the process. So, I know that I've done a lot. I know that there's been growth. When I perform, I know that there's growth. When it's time for me to just be, turn on being an artist.
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable. I'm more fluid.
Okay.
I'm more
Okay.
Confident, vibrant, all those things. I do notice that there's more, but from a peripheral view, like to see it all, like, wow, I've done so much. Nah, not until I'm like going through pictures and I'm like trying to put like a new EPK or something. It's like, dang, I did a lot of stuff.
Yo, it's always the EPKs, right?
Yeah.
Or like when you're like updating your buyers or something like that.
It's like, dang,
I did a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
I mean, it's a humbling thing then for you to say that, you don't realize it until you have these moments where you have to put something together, But, me as the outsider, again, going from, I remember seeing you with your, like you had a whole street team, everything, and then it's like, I kid you not, like maybe a few days ago, I just see you were all over my timeline.
Oh, lit.
You were all over my time. Like, you broke the algorithm on Instagram. I was
That's
like,
a good thing.
That is a great thing.
Yeah.
That's a big accomplishment. I mean, you're working so hard for that. You know. Do you feel like you have time to, like? I know you're working so much, but do you have any time for yourself?
I make time for myself.
Okay.
My time for myself is being creative too.
Okay.
But my truest, like, most peaceful time is like when I'm able to read or just kind of like chill and like distract myself from my life, because my free time is being creative.
Yeah.
So it's like, when do you get a chance to get away from being creative, and that's just enjoying someone else's creativity. So I really love visual arts.
Okay.
I love movies. I love anything that I could like sit down and watch and dissect and try to understand where it's going. Just it in general. But I haven't been able to do that in a couple weeks because I'm working on all this new stuff.
I know you got all.
So I look forward to being able to, on flights is the only time I get to like watch a movie or like do anything like that now. So I look forward to being able to take 24 hours and like unwind and dissect.
Yo, I was doing some research on you, and in one of your interviews, but you said something in one of your interviews where it just stood out for me. You had mentioned having the power of choice.
Yes, which is very important.
Yes. Why is it so important for you?
I think that I grew up with both of my parents in my household. So I'm not a girl who grew up with like a missing a male figure or feeling like I need attention from a man or anything like that. And being in this industry, so much men want control, and they make you feel like you don't have a choice or you have to do something, and not even in like a sexual way, but it's just like they try to dangle success over your head. Like, if you don't do this, you're not going to make it. Or if you don't do it like this, because I said so, this is not going to happen, like, and that's something that I've been, just like a lot of times I see, even through me, other people, other experiences. It's just something that's like repetitive. And I really went on a spiritual journey right before I decided to really go solo and take music seriously, like make it 100% about me. And I still have those challenges too, where I think about people, think about what I want to do. I'm not sure, it's the artist stuff. Well, I keep hitting this, the artist vibes. But when I was going on that spiritual journey, it was really like, yo, you always have a choice. And I get anxiety sometimes.
Okay.
I've been depressed. Who hasn't? You know what I'm saying? Like all the normal things.
I feel like artists, we battle that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like all the normal things that artists go through, not even like, it's like everyone says it now for like a trend or sympathy. Like, no, like I went through all the regular artist things that you might go through. And during that spiritual journey, it was just like I had to keep reminding myself, like, you don't have to do this. Like, you always have a choice. Like, if it's too hard, too bad, no one's going to judge you. And even if they do judge you, you have a choice to care, to not care. You have a choice to be happy, to not be happy. All you have to do is just choose what it is that you want. If you choose to be happy, there's no way you're not going to be happy.
When did this begin, like the whole power of choice? Like the realization that you have this power to actually say no or yes, when did it hit you?
I felt stuck for a long period of time, and I'm great at confrontation. I wanted to be a lawyer. We could argue down compete down, whatever. I'm cool with all of that. But I'm not good at hurting people's feelings. And I'm not good at hurting people's feelings on purpose or knowing that I'm about to do something to hurt their feelings. I don't do good with guilt.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless I wholeheartedly believe that it's not me making you feel bad or doing something on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like during that time period, I felt stuck because I didn't want to hurt people's feelings. I was doing things I didn't really want to do.
Okay.
I kind of was like just suppressing what I wanted to do, who I was, what I liked. I was allowing people to judge me and feel offended by being judged, but still going with the flow simply because I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
Like it was solely just because like I'm not going to quit. I don't want to quit. I can't quit. I'm not going to quit. I don't want to quit. Like those are the things I was just telling myself over and over and over and over and over again. And I just by not wanting to quit, I fell into a cycle of omitting all my choices.
Yeah.
Like feeling like I don't have a choice. And it just got really, really bad. And I started to read more.
Okay.
I just kind of like circled back. I kind of started a spiritual journey around 16 for real. I had like I have really dope mentors. I've been fortunate enough to meet good people throughout my life. I've had great teachers. I've had great bosses, great mentors. So like I kind of just started to like look back like, okay, when was I my most happiest? What makes me feel good? And I started to like do those research myself. And figure that out. And then I remembered, okay, cool. I remember when I read The Secret. I remember when I thought, it was a point in time where I was atheist. And I was atheist like young as hell. Like in high school, like, man, God is not real. And it's like, no, bro, God is very real. But I was going through the process of reteaching myself whatever I thought spirituality was, whatever I thought those things were. And I was just like, okay, let me go back to that. I was like, okay, cool. I definitely know God is real. But once after that process, where was I? And I was like into meditating a lot. I was reading a lot. And I just remembered like, hey, like I learned then you just have to choose what it is that you want. Whatever you choose is what's going to be. If you choose to be upset, you're going to be upset. If you choose to be happy, you're going to be happy. And I just kind of had to remind myself. And then I applied that to my music.
I mean, I think it's smart to do that because at the end of the day, like it makes no sense. For me, it makes no sense to make music when you don't even know who you are.
Right.
You know? So I'm glad you were able to go through that transformation.
Yeah.
That's a deep transformation. Like,
no, for real. People don't get it.
It's deep because they don't get it because when you're facing demons.
Yeah, man.
Inner demons, bro. Like
that spiritual warfare is the worst kind. Like it's nothing like that. Like you think that real life is bad or you got beef in the street. No, try closing your eyes and like not being happy with yourself or like you can't sleep because every time you go to sleep, it's like you're having like these weird vivid dreams or nightmares or it's just like something going on and you don't know what is what. And it's like, hold up, slow down. You just gotta choose, sis. Just choose.
And I'm proud of that. Proud of the fact that you're able to like even speak about it and let other people know about this because again, like I feel like just a lot of people are just not. I'm not gonna like just. Certain people are just not open-minded to it, you know? They feel like in this industry, it's all about just getting that paper, making the music, you recording, put it in on the streaming platforms and that's it. And there's like,
and for some people it is because that's their choice. So like if they aren't attached, you know, everyone doesn't have that gift and a curse because it's a gift and a curse to be spiritually attached to things or empathetic or feel. Some people really don't have that. Some people are just cold as hell, guarded, and they don't go through those things. Okay. And I don't know what happens to them in the afterlife or what they really feel. Maybe. Or what they really feel. But some people don't have those issues. I wasn't fortunate enough to get that.
I just feel like if you don't, as an artist, right? Like if you don't tackle these and I get it, some people do have like they're just cold, they're numb, right? But I also feel like that lacks you from growth.
It does.
And I hear you
in true life.
Yeah, and true. That's what I'm saying. And I like hearing you, like literally, like conversations we've had off air, whatever. You're big on growth.
It's so important.
You know, and I see where you want to go. You want to become a mogul.
I'm going to become a mogul.
You're going to become
only
a mogul.
option. That's why I'm doing this.
And that's, I think it's smart that you're doing that because you're tackling everything beforehand. You know, it's not like you're growing with the industry and everything is being you already know how to like defend your you know. So I think that's super dope and it's it's necessary, especially as a woman in this industry. In this industry, and I want to ask you that because like as a woman in this industry, like how what's one of the biggest challenge you had to overcome dealing with like knowing the fact that this industry is like what is prominently like 90% men. So
yeah. The biggest challenge, I think I still face the biggest challenge, is knowing that you could devote your whole life to this and not fulfill your dream. I think that's always the biggest challenge. And I think knowing that on your journey, it could just be cut short. Like, you know, or maybe you reach where you think you want to go, or everyone else thinks you reach where you want to go, and then you die. And then it's over.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a butterfly effect. It's crazy. I was talking to someone and they asked me a question and I was just like, dang, like some people's life is really like a butterfly. Like they suffer longer than they enjoy.
Yeah.
Like they're going through this whole growth process for so long, and then the most beautiful part of their life is like a couple months and then they die.
I think that because at that point, that's the whole transformation. That's the beauty of it, right?
That's the end? Nah, man.
I mean, that's how they she's like, that's because you were able to overcome all of that. I mean, is it beauty? But this is what like you have like the big homies would be like, yo, that's the beauty of it because you get to experience life. It all depends what you're here for. What's your purpose?
What's your purpose? Yeah.
So, you know, like
that's the biggest challenge or the biggest thing is trusting that I'm fulfilling my purpose or I'm doing the necessary things to be able to fulfill my purpose. Because you truly never know until your purpose is fulfilled. So hopefully I'm just doing the right things.
I mean, I think you are.
I think I am too, but you never know.
You never know. You're I mean, we all know that you're like, you know, you're just a creative person overall, you know, entrepreneur. You're, you know, you're a recording artist, model, just she does
so
it all,
things.
bro. Like she sells water to the whale. You
understand?
like you do everything, you know. But what's your passion for like music is your passion, right?
Yeah. So my passion is being creative. It's not even that music is my passion. I love being able to express how I feel without any rules. In music, I don't always get to do that.
Okay.
So that's false. And it's only like that because of the way the industry is. So like at a very early age, I learned that this is not just about, I have to choose the type of artist do I want to be. Do I want to do this because I just love artistry, or am I trying to make a business of this? So understanding that I'm doing this as a business, I don't get to just be freely creative and put it out anyway.
Okay.
Based off of the way the business structure works. That's just not how it goes. I mean, they could tell you that, but in all reality it's just not how it goes. And I mean, when you think about all the icons and all the greats, if you watch, even if you can't ask them, but you just watch their interviews, they even explain in their interviews, hidden, some like secretly, some flat out say it. Like you got to be the show in the business. It's not just one-sided. So like, it's not just about, oh, make great music and put it out. Like, nah, like you got to understand the business. You got to understand the marketing. You got to understand what's going on in the streets at the time. What do people want to hear? I can make the best conscious song or spiritual song because that's just how I feel, and it means everything to me. And then everybody's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? This ain't it.
Nah, it's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's the only reason why music can't necessarily be my passion, because I can't truly be my full honest self unapologetically. Now through visually I could do that. I could tell a story visually with no rules, and everyone will gravitate to it just because people like seeing anything, whether they like it or they don't like it. It doesn't really, it's no real structure to that. But I love the way when I do music, the way it makes me feel. I love being in the studio and just being able to take a quiet room and like bring space, you know, like I love how that feels. I think that's something that I'll do for forever, for the rest of my life. So if that equates to passion, then maybe that is, you know, my passion. But I
mean, does it,
if you told me that like to do music and like I'd be like poor for the rest of my life, I'd probably do music, but I would totally be pursuing other things to be able to survive, make money, become a household name mogul. Like my legacy for my children, my legacy for generational wealth and all those things are very important to me, which is why I do so many different things. So that's why I do music, because I love it. I genuinely love music. I love the way it makes me feel. I love performing. I want to go all the way. I don't want to just be singing in my shower. I'm not that type of person where it's just, I love music so much, I'll just sing in my shower all day. I don't care if no one hears me. No, you're going to get all this work. You're going to see everything. Like, fuck you talking about? You're going to see this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why with the word passion, it depends on who's asking and what that means to them. Some people feel like, if you won't do this for no money, you're not passionate. And it's like, okay, maybe you're just passionate about being broke. I'm not.
Not a,
you know what I'm saying? So like, no,
that's a fact. No, you know that's a fact, because one of my biggest like sayings, like it's like my mantra, right? It would be passion is power.
It is,
you know, and you can be, like you say, you're passionate with the fact that you love music and everything, but you understand,
overstand, understand all the stands.
And I think it can be a little whack in a sense when you feel like you can't be 100% creative because you want to, but understanding the music business is not always like that.
That's not what the music business is for.
When did you realize that?
James Brown movie.
Really?
Yeah, James Brown movie. So my dad's been doing music forever.
Okay.
Like, he's one of those people that's passionate, like he'll do it for nothing, for free, forever. And it's just like, okay, yeah. Too many heartbreaks with that. That won't be me. I see what it does to people. I see how it makes you feel. I see that when you get to a certain place, and not even just only in music, I've seen people exhaust all their hopes and dreams into this one thing, and then when it doesn't pan out, and now you're 50, 60, 70, you're looking back and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
Your passion. I don't want that to be me.
So
I want to be 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and I look back and it's like, dang, I did a lot. And then if I still don't feel fulfilled, spend my last 10 years doing something that's passionate or something, you know? Like,
yeah.
But I truly don't know, because I do want to feel that sense of fulfillment, and I haven't felt it yet.
Okay.
So I'm searching for it.
I'm
searching for that.
Is inside there, right?
It
sounds
is.
corny, bro.
No, it's true.
It's cliche and corny, but it's facts.
It's true. It's true.
You know, I mean, I look forward to the day you
feel full.
Yeah. And it's all within, you know, at the end of the day, we all know, like we just said, it's all within you, but it's gonna come. It's just a matter of, you know, of time and trial and errors, you know.
Trust in the process.
It is trusting, and I hate that. I hate that word. You know, I hate when I say it a lot, but I hate when I'm like, you gotta trust the process. Because
I do too.
There's moments when I don't know.
This shit is hard.
It is.
I don't want to trust this damn process.
Have you been? Let me ask you though. Have you been in that place where you just like, I'm done with trusting the process?
Yo, you know what? My dad, I gotta get it tattooed on me. Two things. You told me something today I gotta get tattooed on me.
Death to ego.
Death to ego. Got to, because I need that. I need to remind myself. Even I know I just need a constant reminder. But my dad told me the other day, and I'm like, yo, it's so hard when you're working with people, because people always let you down. You know, like, and it's like you can't put all your energy into one person or two people, or even just a group. You gotta like disperse it, so that way everything kind of balances out. And he's like, Azia, like your outlook and your view of it is wrong. Like, it's not the people you're supposed to trust. You're just supposed to trust the process. And I was just like, damn, nigga. I ain't say nigga because he's my dad, but it was like, I gotta get that tattoo, because you just saved me some tears, some heartache, some stress, because that's a fact. Like, it's not even the people, because people, they're going through their own stuff too, and life happens. So like, someone could have the best interest at heart for you and be doing so much to just try to help you, or, you know, whatever it is that they're trying to do, and then something happens to them and it fucks up everything you got going on.
It's a domino effect.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not the people you got to trust. You just have to trust that God put that person in your life at the right time, the right place to do the right thing, and trust the process. Whether it works or it fails, whatever's supposed to happen, that was supposed to happen to get on to the next.
Gotcha.
So just trust the process. Don't trust people.
I learned that you have to trust it and you have to respect it. If you don't respect, because you can trust it, or like you said, but if you don't have that respect when it comes to like just
that
you know, like it's like, I feel like you're playing yourself. You know, it's I live with I have that whole, you know, that whole money, power, respect thing. Like, but I respect. I grew up. My mom used to always tell me, you don't gotta love me, but you gotta respect me.
That's a fact.
You understand? So I'm big on respect. So respecting the process is also, it goes hand in hand.
It does.
It really, it truly does. You know. Let's go. I know you spoke about visuals. You know, you're dropping actually, you dropped.
Yeah.
You dropped this.
Eat it up.
What's
Facts.
good with that?
Yeah, no. So it's the first time. I'm a very sexy girl. I love sex appeal. I love being sexy. I'm not shy to it.
Okay.
But I am very come in a room and my presence speaks for itself.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not the girl that's like gonna bend over per se. Now at home I'll twerk or my homies I'll play, but I'm not the girl that's about to bust a split in a party. Like, look at me split in a see-through outfit.
Yeah.
Sexy. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first time I did a video where it's like I'm dressed sexy and I'm like acting sexy. I was watching it like, I think this is too sexy. They were like, what? I'm like, I don't know, y'all. Like, could we PG it down in the beginning at least? It's cool.
Is it the first time you is this the first time you ever did a video where you became so sexualized? You sexualized, like,
I sexualized my damn self
in
the video. For sure. And the lyrics to go with it. So the whole thing is just like sex. And it was just like, damn, okay. But I mean, what do I have to lose?
I mean, if like you said, you sexualized yourself.
Yeah.
It was your choice.
It was my choice. Exactly.
So,
yeah, my choice was like, what do you really have to lose? Like, it's like in my head.
What made you do that though? Like, what made you, like, cause you, I know you, Azia, I know you when I've seen you in events. Like you said, you do. We know Azia be with her. She be flexed out, right?
Quiet,
chilling. You know, whatever. And then like to see this is like, what made you? My question is, was this uncomfortable?
Was it my choice?
It was your choice, but was it uncomfortable for you to do it?
It was a part in the video that I was doing. I have a intern that works with me, one of my assistants, and he's young. And I was like, bro, you gotta step to the side. Like, I feel like I'm doing porn in front of you or some shit. I dead had to tell him, like, you gotta go. Like, I can't do this in front of you. That was the only time I felt uncomfortable.
Okay.
Other than that, no. I'm very comfortable in front of a camera.
Okay.
But that was the only moment, like, when I was, like, being sexy and I was just, like, doing porn in front of a kid. Like, can you go to the side? That was the only part. But what made me do it was, for real, you just gotta compete. It's the market.
Yeah, it is.
It's what the market is. And like, niggas don't want to see just a pretty fly girl right now anyway. I think that I've never done that.
Okay.
And I think that for real, you just have to compete. Like, it's just a lot of girls out there. And not necessarily you have to compete against the girls, but you kind of just got to go with the flow of what's going on, you know? The temperature.
Are you, it's not I don't like using this word fearful, but are you fearful of, because you know how WAP got so many backlashes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have,
I understood the backlashes too.
You know, and then you have like, you have your little Kims, your Foxes, you know, growing up, like, you know, they always say, like, female artists was always, like, they always make females, like, do, like, if they all they rap about is pussy, this and that, right? Like, are you fearful of having backlashes like that? Or are you ready for any comments such as?
I try, and this is why, like, even when there are breaks in that spiritual journey, I try to just revert back to that. Where I don't take any good compliment any lighter than a bad one.
Okay.
So with that, like, compliments or insults don't really like affect me unless it's someone that I love. That's when it hits somewhere or trigger. But like for strangers and stuff, no, that doesn't really bother me. In terms of the backlash, especially with just like being sexy and stuff, no, I don't think that. I mean,
it comes with the business.
Yeah, it comes with the business one, and I don't think that I'm gonna really get that for real. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know, and if I do, I mean, like, bring it on, shit. But
yeah.
No, I don't think that I'm gonna get that. I'm not out here like trying to tell girls be hoes and shit. But I mean, the song is a little raunchy. I ain't gonna lie.
But I think it's okay to be. Listen, yo, and let's keep it a buck, right? Because I'm like, it's okay to be okay with sexuality, be open with sexuality. I'm like, what gets me upset is that the other day, you put it, Jay. There was a song with who was it? Young Dolph? It wasn't Young Dolph.
I like him though.
I like it. It was who was the rapper? Young Thug.
Yeah,
he was
Young
talking
Thug.
about like your baby mama giving me head, or like that like right. I was just and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Because he's like, yo, your baby mama swallow my kids. Your baby mama giving me head, and I was like, yo, that's some real disrespectful shit. You understand? Like,
but it's only disrespectful if you love your baby mother or you want to be with her.
Exactly.
Most of these girls be trapping these guys, so who cares if your baby mother's giving somebody head?
And
she's not my wife, clearly.
As long as there's no emotions involved. Emotions is what So I'm like, I feel like me personally, go ahead, be sexy. Go ahead, do it. Me personally, I'm like, go ahead, do it. It's okay to be, as long as you're okay with and being open to your sexuality. I don't see what's the issue. I just feel like the entertainment, or not even the entertainment, I just feel like social media. It's very contradicting.
It is.
And I see you all over social media. So how you like you I know you've removed your emotions, but are you truly okay with that?
Which part?
With social media being contradicting? Because if like I know you said bring it on, but like are you sure you like?
Yo, people are mean as hell on the internet, but I want to get to a place. I'm working hard to get to a place where social media is not my driving force.
Okay.
So like even if it is a driving force, I'll get to just tap in and tap out.
Gotcha.
I don't want to be just like a girl on Instagram all day, like.
Okay.
Which is why I really want to diversify my portfolio and diversify what it is that I do, so that way there's incomes and streams of incomes coming from so many different places that is not solely based off of people liking me.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
That's very, very, very important for me.
Okay. Were you part of the treatment for the video? Eat It Up?
Yeah, I was the treatment, sis.
Really?
Yeah, so I do most of my treatments.
Get the fuck! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I do most of my treatments. I do most of the creative direction. I used to do scene set design and creative direction with a group in DC. I used to be a stylist too.
Okay.
So those things come easy for me. It comes
I'm
really,
sure.
really easy. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Oh my
Thank
god.
you.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's creative. That's income right there. I understand.
Exactly.
Like,
so doing it for other people. Yeah, it's a vibe. But
that's dope.
right now I'm just focused on myself. So like
Okay.
right when I get to a place where I can automate my career, I would love to be able to,
Yeah. How long did the treatment take for you to do? Like, was it right there done or?
Oh, nah. So usually for me, how it comes up creatively, when I'm doing a song, I see it visually first.
Okay.
So like if I hear a beat, I can see what I'm gonna do. It's like, oh, this video will be fire. Then I write a song around the treatment.
Okay.
That's usually how it works. Which is kind of backwards now that I'm saying it out loud. But yeah.
Nah, that's dope though. That you so that's is that mainly your writing process? Like mainly like you do you
if I
know
love it, if I love
if
the
you love
song,
it. Okay.
yeah.
What
But
if you don't?
Yeah, if I don't, sometimes I'm put in a position where like I have to come in and write on a song that already is someone else's idea already, or I still might love it or like it, but it was already created and I'm coming in like sprinkling my sauce on it. But if I'm coming in from scratch, I gotta see it first.
Gotcha. Well, I mean the video is super fierce. I love it.
Thank you.
I want to see. I can't wait to see more. I want to see more.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're working. To expanding your brand.
Yes.
It takes a lot.
It does.
And yeah, bro. Like, do you write down your ideas or do you write like your goals? Like, are you one of those?
Give me some advice today. So, like, I write down everything.
Okay.
So one of the issues that I'm having is I write down everything on anything as soon as it comes to me, so I don't forget. So sometimes I might have written things down months ago, even years ago, and we'll refine the book and refine the idea. Like, damn, this is a good ass idea. I need to do this and bring it to life. And that's how it works for me. I have so many books, so many notepads, so many papers that I doodle on. Have you ever saw The Heartbeats? 5 Heartbeats?
No.
It's a movie, and they were writing a song, and they was writing it all on little scraps of paper, like anything. If something pops in my head, I'm like writing it down, like, oh, all right, I gotta do this. But then like keeping track of the paper or refinding it.
Yeah.
That part is hard. But I write down everything.
Okay.
Literally.
No, that's the
and my notes is crazy.
I have like, yo, If I show you, I have stacks of books.
You know what I need to do? You just give me an idea going like this. I probably should write my ideas down, just put them in a box.
That's what I was gonna say. I'll get like a file cabinet or like one of those like what is
so
it?
I have
like,
a file cabinet.
You have
I think
one?
if I do it like a box, like a piggy bank, I could just have a box of ideas. So that way I just go back through and I know even if it's on loose paper, all the loose papers in one plate.
Yeah. You know what also helps out too, like for your for your like most important ideas, although every idea is fucking important, right? But like get boards.
Yeah.
Cause you need to see it visually.
Yes. I do have boards.
Oh, you do? I got like 4 and
Me too, I got mad at them. I got a big wide dry erase board. I got a big calendar. I got the sticky boards that you can stick things on. I got a file cabinet. I got all that. So yeah, I'm with you.
Since you are, because I'm assuming you're your own worst enemy, correct?
I am.
What's something you can say that you overcame within yourself as far as like when it came to expectations within your career?
Choices.
That's it.
That was the biggest. That was the biggest to date.
Okay.
There probably is something else. I just haven't realized what it is yet. Maybe I'm even still battling whatever that thing is, which I think it might be my ego. My ego might be the thing that I'm still battling. But understanding that I have a choice and it's okay to disappoint people if it's my choice without feeling so attached to the disappointment that they're going to have. That was like the biggest thing for me.
Yo, I also want to say shout out to you're doing philanthropy as well, bro. Like,
yeah, sis.
That's what I'm saying.
I love kids.
When did you realize? When did it hit you that this is bigger than you?
It kind of started with the This Is Bigger Than Me. I was late on the music train. I was late on the creative. I was just creative, but I was late on being unapologetic about me being creative. My parents were really strict. Everything was like, go to school, go to college, shut up, leave me alone about anything else. Don't talk to me about anything else. Go to college, shut up.
Gotcha.
Go to college. What? Go to college. That was like the vibe. So my high school was the high school for public service. So I've been doing community service since ever.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Since ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
So wait, how did that transition happen then? Like from being this person, like, you know, helping out philanthropy, you said you started music late. How did you go about like getting into music?
So like I was in a choir and stuff like that when I was young, like elementary school. But never forget, I was singing Whitney Houston one day and my mom like heard me. I was singing my little heart out, okay, girl. And I sang way better when I was younger. And she was sneaking, listening, and she bust out laughing. Oh my God, I was so embarrassed. She was laughing because she thought it was so cute.
Okay.
I thought she was laughing because I sucked. Never sang out loud again. Quit the choir, everything. Like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. Like, I can't take being embarrassed. Yo, so I'm still dramatic to this day. I'm dramatic. I'm drama. Okay, so I can't take embarrassment. Like, especially at that age, like, you know, like your parents is like so strict. Like they were very like, don't speak unless you're spoken to. What did you say? Respect. Like it was so many lines drawn around me that I had to like fit in. So like, what? She was laughing. I was like, I'm not doing this. Like what? Other people could laugh. Then I remember it being in school one time and I was singing. And I was singing so loud. And the teacher was like, wow, you sound really good. Do it again. And the boy was like, dang, her mouth got open so big. I thought I'm never singing this class again. Like those things. Anything that made me feel any type of embarrassment, I wasn't really comfortable with for a long period of time. Until I got to my own, you know, you feel confident in yourself. You don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. So I would say that happened around college. My dad, he was in a meeting with some record guy, and I called him. My picture popped up on the phone, and the guy was like, yo, who's that? He was like playing somebody else's music, and they was like, no, who's that? Like, she don't do music? And he was like, that's my daughter. Like, leave me alone. And they was like, no, you probably should see if she could do some music. Did you try? And then he was like, you know what? He came home that day and was like, let's give it a shot. And then, we just kept going.
Damn, so he works.
But I probably would have been way better if my mother ain't laugh at me that day.
You probably would have, but I mean,
but trust the process, right?
Yeah, you see, this is why I hate it, right?
Yeah,
but that's your story, and that's what makes a story dope because it's like you know, like you had to overcome yourself.
Yeah, I had to overcome myself. So like, you know, just just not understanding and not being confident.
So do you work with your father?
Yeah, my dad is still my producer.
He does,
Yeah,
is he?
He's still one of my main producers.
I'm sure he's proud of
anything you
you.
need. He mix and mastered the song. He touches everything that
So
I
how
do.
did he feel about your video?
Yo, I told him before he even saw the video. First of all, before he heard the song, I was like, ugh. He was like, nah, it's cool. I was like, all right. He heard it, and now he just bust out laughing. Like, he bust out laughing. He was like, this is fly easier.
Okay,
I was like, damn, for real? He was like, nah, this is hard. This is good. And I'm talking crazy. You know, on the song, I'm talking dumb crazy. Like, talking about eat a nigga ass. What type of crazy shit I'm talking about? And he was like, no, this is fly. And I was like, all right, cool. So when the video came, I was like, the video's a little that. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, bruh, chill out. Like, I'm still grown. I'm just doing this out of respect. So you understand. I'm not asking you for permission. Like, I really don't care what you think. I'm just giving you a heads up. You can like it, dislike it. Don't really matter to me. I just want you to hear from me that the video is more than anything else I've ever done.
Okay.
And then he was just like, I know. His attitude changed a little bit because when I said it, it was almost like he felt like he could reprimand me again. I had to pull back, like, hold up, chill out. No, it ain't that.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I know. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. We on the same page now. But yeah, the video is a lot. I'm like, I'm not like sucking dildos or nothing like that in the video, but it's more than, it's more than what I've done in the past.
I mean,
like,
you know what? Cool. At least you told him.
He didn't say anything about it, so it's probably not that bad to him. But it's
he probably has no other
he just
choice.
He just can't say nothing at all.
He's like, 'cause she already, like
I already gave him the look. Chill out. I'm just being respectful, But yeah, I'm not like sucking dildos in the video or eating bananas.
Duh.
I mean, I'm licking some things.
I mean, the fucking track is called "Eat It Up." Right? You understand? Like, let's be honest. You understand? But I mean, what are we expecting after, like, moving forward with all of this?
I have so much things in store. I'm so excited.
Don't sound so excited. Don't sound so excited.
Nah, it's just like it's a sense of relief because I've never. I've been through a lot in, like, doing music. I was in a group before this. I had a production deal. We got a production deal mad fast. Like, so, like, people, I'm talented. I ain't going, not even to, like, toot my own horn, but I'm very talented. And it seems like one of my biggest, I won't say issues, but challenges has been being consistent on a grand scheme, So, like, one, I understand the way the music business works. So just dropping music consistently, maybe it will work, but I'm too hard on myself to just be dropping music and not have a visual for it, not make sure it's up to par. It's like I'm way too afraid. I'll even say afraid.
Okay.
I am my biggest critic, and I don't want to put anything out that's of lesser quality than something I've already done.
Gotcha.
So if it's not better, it's like I almost rather put out nothing until I could beat whatever I've done before. I'm like competing against myself. You know what I'm saying? And it always feels like, oh my God, I need more help, or I don't have enough people, or I need this, I need that. But truthfully, it's just like I just kind of got to let go.
Okay. Yo, wait, so you was part of a group?
I was a part of a group, yeah. Facts.
How was that?
Horrible. To be honest.
Yo, I mean, I was talking to a group recently, and I was asking them. I was like, bro, like, because I feel like being in a group, like, it's challenging in itself to just be on the to be yourself and be on the same page.
So the girl wasn't horrible. It's not that she was horrible.
Okay.
It was. It's like being in a group is like getting married premature. It's the best way to explain it.
Okay.
So you don't really know who, unless you know.
Okay.
But in my situation, we had just met, we started new business together, and we gelled so well creatively.
Okay.
But then when it came to real life, real things, real morals, real morale, you start to view people off of how they treat other people. I'm sure she started to view me how I treated other people, and it just really grew where we started to, I think our creative process was taking so long to get to a certain place that we started to see our true selves.
Okay.
And we just genuinely didn't like our true selves.
Gotcha.
Not even like I didn't like me, like I didn't like her true self, and I'm sure I'm speaking for her and her saying that she didn't like my true self.
Yeah.
So it just was, we were doing it for, it just came to a point where we were doing it for business. And then
Gotcha.
it just crumbled.
I mean,
thank God it crumbled. Because it probably should have crumbled sooner, but again, I'm not a quitter. So
gotcha.
I'm one of those people that will stay into something way longer than I need to, and I will just allow God to work it out. Like, God, if this person's not for me, remove them. Like, I don't want to remove them. You remove it. Like, you figure it out. Whatever I got to go through, I got to go through. But you just take them away. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. And that's just the way it happened. It just crumbled.
I mean, that's crazy. For me, it sounds like, not to sound like that, but I know you guys were doing it for music, but it was kind of doing it for the wrong reasons. And I think that's 100%. That's probably why it crumbled. Or, I mean, it's more to that, but it crumbled right there because it was the wrong reasons.
That's probably why I never got to where it was supposed to get to. Yeah. Because it was for the wrong reasons. That's a fact. Because it was more about, I felt like the person was my friend once upon a time. So it was more like I was in a group before I was even in a group with her. I was in a group with 3 girls. And I just wasn't willing to move to Virginia for that long period of time. It was an R&B group. And it just didn't feel right. I do love doing R&B music. I sing and rap, so I loved it. Okay. But it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like what I saw myself doing. Okay. So, and I wasn't genuinely, it's my fault. I wasn't ready to be a solo artist. If I wasn't afraid, I probably would have been a solo artist straight out that 3 group. Because why would you go from a 3-girl group to a 2-girl group and you didn't like the idea of being in a 3-girl group? Like, duh, Azia. But I mean, I wasn't ready to be on my own and just hold the weight.
Were you? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Were you?
I was
scared.
I was scared. Okay. That's all it was. I was scared.
Do you feel like you're scared of success?
I feel like I might have been scared of success then, but now, no, I'm not scared of success. Okay. I'm ready. Come here.
Yeah.
Feel me? Come on. But I was definitely scared then. And I think that has a lot to do with like how you raise your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I was raised with so much rules. I wasn't ready to be judged. I wasn't ready for someone else to be just literally telling me what to do all the time. I was in college. And then like I was so ready to get out my parents' house, which is why I went away to college, because it was just like I can't live under these like rules. Yeah. That it's like, damn, I'm about to be in a group. I mean, I'm gonna be a solo artist and I'm gonna have to listen to somebody again. Like, it's like instead of having one parent, I'm about to have a team of parents. Yeah. Like, I need somebody to share this with. I can't do this by myself.
Damn. Yeah. Well, but I'm glad you chose, at the end of the day, we all know you're a star.
Thank you.
Let's keep it about you. You're a star. You're your own entity. And you can tell, like, you should be a solo artist, you know? Like, because, again, I've been in many venues with you being there and you stand out. You understand? Thank you. And it's not to be like, it's just you definitely, I think a lot of people can speak for it. Like, you do stand out. It's your presence.
It's my soul. It's my spirit.
Yeah, and it's meant to just like, this may sound like selfish in a sense, but it's really not. It's meant for you to embrace it, but on your, on your own. Yeah. So shit happens. It's a learning lesson, and look where you're at now. Before we take a music break, we did tour together.
Yes, we did. Right before the pandemic,
right? So like going from tour to like where we're at now, like how's the pandemic been treating you?
For real, it's been, I'm not even gonna say a blessing, because so much people have suffered because of this damn pandemic, and both of my parents caught COVID. Okay. So it was scary as fuck for me in the beginning. And just a lot of life, like, but personally, it's just made me like pay attention to some things, really sit down and evaluate some things, see my flaws, face value, like right in the mirror, like, bitch, this part of you is ugly. This is not cool. This part of you is amazing. Do more of this. Okay. So I've had a lot of that type of time. Okay. And honestly, I've spent a lot of time just trying to be creative and be more organized. Not even only be creative, but just more organized. Raise the bar a little bit. And try to execute as much as I can. Gotcha. To be able to say, look back and be like, wow, look what I did. You know?
What did you learn within yourself being on tour? Because we all kept it a buck. Like, with everybody I've had on it who's on the tour, we had good moments, we had bad moments, you know? So like, what is it that you learned within yourself being on this tour?
For real, being on that tour, I just honestly learned, like, I enjoy performing. I like performing.
Okay.
I like being, I just like being free.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think that was like the biggest reminder. Another big reminder was I enjoy like-minded company.
Gotcha.
So you don't really get that anymore if you're not in school or if you don't have a 9-to-5. You know, you still have your friends. I still have my best friends, but some have kids. Well, most of them, all of them, for the most part, have kids. I don't have any children. Some like live with their boyfriends. Like, you know, like this family thing they have going on, and I don't have that. So it's like, it felt good to be around people who were doing on the same wavelength in terms of spirituality, creativity. Like, some of the spiritual stuff I can't talk to with my friends. It like flies over their head. They feel me, but they don't really understand where I'm coming from, you know? Or just things like that.
Okay.
Like, more, you know, being with your tribe. That part was like the coolest part. And it just was like a reminder, like, I need to find an activity where I could do this more often. Or maybe even create a platform, which I've been talking to a lot of people, even through the pandemic, were like, yo, you need to talk more. I don't like talking to this black mirror. Or just talking to myself like, hey, how you doing? What's good? It's like very hard for me. It feels so egotistical, and we know that that's what I'm trying to get away from. So
not trying, you're going to.
I'm going to. So talking to myself on the phone just like reminds me of like how conceited or just into myself. It like represents that for me, and that's the exact opposite of what I want to do consciously. So subconsciously is the part I'm working on, but consciously it's like, I got to do this. So it feels more like a job having to do that. But I do, and it's been coming to me through spirit people, a lot of things where I need to talk to people more. Because it's been hella times where I've even been at photo shoots and I just might see like a kid, or not even a kid, but like, you know, a girl that might be younger than me or something. And it's like, wow, like you really just helped me. Like, why don't you like do something like this all the time? Like, a lot of girls would like need to hear like what you're saying. And it's like, I just haven't figured out
You don't think you found your voice with that when it comes to inspiring others?
Oh yeah, I definitely think I know my voice. Like, it's just being me, just being honest and being me. I think the part that I have to figure out is the organization aspect and how to be consistent with it. So, you know, like, I don't want to just turn it on and be freestyling.
Gotcha.
I'm a preparation kind of girl. So like,
I understand.
I want to be prepared for like weeks. And it's like, things don't happen that way. So like, I'm in my head in that way with that. But the tour reminded me of why I need to do something like that. Because it felt good to just be talking to different people, exchanging ideas, watching people grow in conversation, you know, like, because I read a lot. I do a lot of research. My free time is literally like learning about shit I'll probably never experience because it happened already in history, you know.
What's your top 3 books?
My top 3 books
that you recommend to others?
The Alchemist.
Love that book. Read it like 3 times.
Amazing. Me too. The Alchemist. When I'm sad or I'm going through something, I reread it just to remind myself, like, bitch, life is cool.
Yeah.
The Alchemist, The 4 Agreements. I got it tatted on me. And I think The Mastery of Love. I'm a lover. I'm
I know
such a lover.
She's like,
but it's actually not about love. So it's more so about relationships, and it's about relationships with people, not even like your partner per se. It's about your relationship with like your coworker, your friends, anyone. It kind of just helped me learn and unlearn how we were taught to have relationships with people and just understand their point of view, your point of view. And truthfully, like, the main part or lesson of the book is like, if you understand that you're your own main character, but you understand that whoever you're talking to at the time of the conversation is their own main character, it's impossible for them to see your world through your eyes. They're only going to see it through their movie, whatever was going on through their movie. So like, you might say something that's cool, and it's like, someone else told them that a long time ago and it hurt their feelings, or it did something else to them, or it triggered something else. And it's like, you're not their mirror, you know? So like, you can't really judge them based off of that. The Mastery of Love. Same person who wrote The 4 Agreements.
Okay.
It's bomb. I bought the whole collection. So like, that probably is
I'm gonna see if I get that book.
Yeah.
Because I love books. I love reading, so.
This one is cool. I was looking at that. Like, that's tight.
Yeah. I have so many upstairs. One of my favorites that I would, if you haven't read it, I give this book, I feel like I'm
You're sponsored by them? Who sponsored them?
I'm just outwitting the devil. Outwitting the devil.
And I'm a witty bitch.
Yo. She read it, and great book. Mm-hmm. It's especially since you want to tackle your ego.
Yes, girl.
So this book is very big. It's based on how
I'm writing it down.
The devil is like part of your ego.
The devil is ego.
The devil is
God
the ego.
is love. Ego is devil.
Exactly. As you know, like I'm a big believer that there's only two real emotions in life, and that's love and fear. Mm-hmm. You know, and fear falls under, you know, like just insecurities, jealousy, you know, whatever. Everything else is love, you know. Mm-hmm. So, but that book is my go-to book. That's my Bible.
Okay, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, read it. You know, let me know what your thoughts on it, and you know, we go from there. So, but I just want to say again, man, congratulations on everything you worked on.
Thank you so much.
I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for you allowing me to be part of this process.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm grateful
definitely.
for you being a part, wanting to be a part. Thank you for your
Of
time.
course. I believe
Thank you
in
for
what
your
you're doing.
energy. Listen, okay? Because
There you
everybody's
go.
energy is not this. It's a fact.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But very quickly, we're gonna end it with your video.
You already know. Eat it up.
We gotta put, you know, eat it up right now. We're gonna play it, eat it up. Just very quickly, where can we find you?
Yeah.
The link to the video also will be in the description, guys. So there's no possible way you cannot click on that link. You understand?
Fendi.
Yeah, you know, like I don't want to hear that excuse. So, but where can we find you? All your information.
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram, of course, azia.iam. Definitely check out my website. That's basically like my link tree, iamazia.com. You'll see bomb videos of me, pictures. You'll find my Facebook. You'll find all my music links, old music, new music, music to come. Subscribe. You'll find out about shows I'm doing, interviews, bomb interviews with my girl V-Henny, merch. You'll find the stuff that I sell, my makeup, basically everything. Everything is iamazia.com. You'll find everything that you need there.
And you already know the vibes, man. We're going to come back and subscribe, like, comment, and we'll be back. You dig? Peace.
Ice cream truck now. Eat it up now. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. You ain't talking about me, you ain't talking about shit. 31 flavors, never know what you could get. I got thick ones, slim ones, tall ones. Red hair, brown hair, blonde hair, all fun. Now, how many licks does it take to get a stick? Let me play with it, wanna see how big it get. Now you can speed it up or slow it down, just don't clean it up when you eat it up, cause I like spit. Aye, eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now 31 flavors, how you want it, you could get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you could get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you could get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you could get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. I got every flavor that you can imagine. Got a white nigga that just flew in from the Aspens. Got a rich nigga slow down, he a freak though. Like to get his ass in, you gotta have a deep throat. Got a couple chocolate niggas from the Congo with some big dick talking bigger than a Mongo. And they finer than a ticket, hotter than a biscuit, but only wet pussy make 'em melt in a minute. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now 31 flavors, how you want it, you could get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you could get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you could get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you could get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. Now me, they call me Big Mama, the boss of this, like Mr. Obama. I'm the creamiest, nastiest, freakiest, but in the streets I'm the classiest. Got women and men, I'm a hustler. Got 31 flavors, yeah, I got custom. But little niggas sit down, we on the lunch date, and I'ma throw this ass back till you suffocate. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now eat it up, eat it up. Come and get this cream from my ice cream truck. Now 31 flavors, how you want it, you can get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you can get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you can get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck. 31 flavors, how you want it, you can get it. Stay getting cream like the ice cream truck.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman.
Dear black women, our mission is far from finished. Forgive us for them niggas who should have been father figures. Instead they figure they'll have you taking trips to the clinic. Been a minute since our sisters heard some uplifting lyrics. Every song these rappers flowing on and quick to call you bitches. The only time you get acknowledgement is flashing titties. But shouts out to No Name, Dreezy and Rap City for keeping it so consistent and never switching y'all vision. Especially with these mini-me Cardi B's out here stripping. I can see the passion in you having to deal with capitalism. They'll probably hear this song and be like he's too light-skinned. We need some Idris Elba in our lives so we can feel this. But I love the fact y'all feel us. Challenge us when we kill us. Held us down, took care of us even though we embarrass you. If the vision ain't clear enough, the reason I keep tearing up, they infiltrate and tear us up and taught us not to give a fuck. Broken homes split us up, divided then they conquered us. Threw on the cuffs and locked us up, no father figures fathered us. Colleges, scholarships won't bring no kind of dollars in. Has more black single mothers, that's just what the problem is. So dear black women, I could see resentment in you. I know just why you mad at Cole and wanna cancel Kendrick, cause they patiently plotting to put our people in prison. Poverty stricken living conditions got you so livid. Plus you fighting for position with Becky as well as Linda, and expect you to surrender and neglect you like Brenda. We need some leaders exposing this racist system, but how are we gonna win debating back and forth on Twitter, posting memes and hashtag and stay woke into people's pictures? I know the closest thing we had to Tupac was Nipsey. You miss him, I miss him. I just hope you could forgive us for them days you got raped and they made us sit back and witness. And all you need was protection and someone to raise the children, but instead you had to do both, plus cook in the kitchen. But I guess we let you down and karma's coming back to get us. So dear black women,
I promise to love you whole, even after all the lies they've told. I promise to hold you close, cause your love is worth more than gold. I just want you to respect me, I just want you to protect me. Tell me, brothers, are you with it? I just want for you to get it. Can me cares, but won't nobody else care. I'll be there, I'll be there. We all know that ain't fair. How can I trust you if you hurt me? We know this world don't deserve me. I'm the #1 creator. This current life ain't in our nature.
I walk in the spot, zip, the sound of they lips. Niggas ain't really on shit. I'm up in the VIP, grip, pull on my hip. Niggas don't wanna get hit. Got off my ass and got me a bag. I know you wishing that you did the same. Show a little cash, I'm not tryna brag. Showing the gum, not in it for fame. I hop on the track, don't follow directions. Ain't no one stopping this motherfucking train. I be like, move, bitch, move, bitch, get out the way. Think when I'm coming to play. Only fuck with big dogs, we ain't fucking no strays. We take a trip on the end to stay. Ain't fucking you, nigga, this pussy no trade. Said you got money, nigga, show that. We in the strip club, nigga, throw that. Got on my Timbs, nigga, hold that. Still storming bitches out, and you know that. Shit out the Ville, I'm a big deal. Project, baby, no Kodak. I'm aggressive, baby, you know that. I'ma bag me a nigga where your phone at. If I say fuck you, I meant that little nigga. Bringing my friends with your friends, that little nigga. Riding the Benz with that Benz, that little nigga. Pocket and watch how you spin that little nigga. If I say fuck you, I meant that little nigga. Bringing my friends with your friends, that little nigga. Riding the Benz with that Benz, that little nigga. Pocket and watch how you spin that little nigga. If I say fuck you, I meant that. Ain't playing with feelings for clip bags. All my niggas, they strapped up like pimp pads. Know you wearing those khakis, we whip lads. If I say fuck you, I meant that little nigga. Bringing my friends with your friends, that little nigga. Riding the Benz with that Benz, that little nigga. Pocket and watch how you spin that little nigga. Quick to finesse niggas, then I give them back. That's right, when those strings attached. I argue win over no dick when that nigga ain't even get the clap. Lining that nigga right up like a ball, but if he don't act right, I play with his father. Took all his chicken, he felt like a farmer. Told that little nigga I'm his motherfucking karma. I see you pocket watching why this money dropping. Little bitch, you offending me. I'm not with the shit you popping. We could get it boxing, you get hit like a enemy. Bitch, I'm a pro when it come to finesse. I like playing games like it's Russian roulette. Never been a bitch that I seen as a threat. Shit, I might just go sell me some bread. If I say fuck you, I meant that little nigga. Bringing my friends with your friends, that little nigga. Riding the Benz with that Benz, that little nigga. Pocket and watch how you spin that little nigga. If I say fuck you, I meant that little nigga. Bringing my friends with your friends, that little nigga. Riding the Benz with that Benz, that little nigga. Pocket and watch how you spin that little nigga. If I say fuck you, I meant that. Ain't playing with feelings for clip bags. All my niggas, they strapped up like pimp pads. Know you wearing those khakis, we whip lads. If I say fuck you, I meant that little nigga. Bringing my friends with your friends, that little nigga. Riding the Benz with that Benz, that little nigga. Pocket and watch how you spin that little nigga. Sweat on demand.
Yo, what's good, what's good? We back in the building, man. It's your girl V-Henny, and we got your boy Josh Jacobs in the fucking building.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yo,
V?
what up? What's good?
Same shit, different toilet.
Oh my God! Last time I saw you, aside from performing at SOBs before, or were you at my show beforehand, or you performed at SOBs?
I performed at SOBs. I headlined.
And then you came to the show, right?
Yep.
Shit, but that was last year, right?
It was a while ago.
Damn.
Yeah. Before all this quarantine, COVID nonsense happened.
This,
so it's been crazy.
Well, I want to say thank you for being here, taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Nah, you already know the vibes, Josh. You fams. Yeah, you already know the vibes. I want to say thank you again. Let's take this shot. Oh,
and Jesus.
Boom.
I remember the last time I had honey. Ooh. Damn.
So te cura. That's what my father would say. Te cura.
Yeah, for real. Te cura. Shit.
Nah, man, but yo, I want to say, cause I'm like looking at the transformation of like everything you've accomplished or overcame, should I say? I'm happy for you.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
proud of you.
I'm trying, man.
Now you doing it, Josh. Like you really are. And the reason why I say this is because I know how big you're on, like when it comes to like mental health, how you feel with the industry.
Yeah.
And from what we spoke to now, like seeing you battling even with COVID, you understand? And you overcame so much.
Yeah. It was a tough battle. I mean, I was scary. A lot of it is very anxiety driven. As you know, I spoke about it on the last show. Like I suffered from anxiety and depression. I still do. But when you add COVID plus that, it's just you get manic. It was a very tough 2 months. I went through it for about 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah, I went through it for about 2 months.
Wow.
And even now, you have your little things because it's for real. Like the COVID, once you get it, if you got it, a bad strand of it, you tend to see certain little things that you never noticed before. Like certain days you have a little bit of difficulty with your breath, or yesterday I was actually doing something and 2 dishes that I picked up in my house like clanked, and I was like, oh shit, like it felt so sensitive, like super tender, and I'm like, that shit has never happened to me before. I felt like an old person, when you drop something, their ears get so sensitive that they're like, hey. My grandfather does that all the time.
Yeah.
So I felt like my grandfather, like, ooh, that hurt, yo, like why did that hurt so bad? It wasn't even that bad. But listen, you push through, you learn how to push through, you know how to get used to it, and thank God that I'm here. I'm so grateful.
Nah, I mean,
with everything that's going on.
It is. Listen, we could talk about conspiracy theories so much about about this, and I've said many times, there is a virus out there.
There is.
There is a virus out there. Whether it doesn't, what, to a non-believer, they don't believe it until it affects them.
Exactly.
That's what I noticed with this virus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for so many people, it's not real until it affects them.
Yeah.
Again, like I said before, there is a virus out there. That's a given.
Yes.
It's just a matter now of how you're taking care of your body. Now I'm noticing that you decided, you took it upon yourself to take this, to fight it off, and at that, now you're even, because you're going in on the workout. I'm seeing you on your workout, kid.
I run 10 miles almost every day.
Really?
Yeah, man. It keeps my breathing better, because obviously I'm doing it because I want to keep myself in health. But in all reality, it's very, when I say it's mental, it's very mental, in the sense that, when I run, my mind doesn't go as crazy. Like, I'm very still.
Okay.
I'm very awake. I'm not as worried. I'm not as anxious. You utilize that. I'm like noticing the more I run, it's like my solace.
Okay.
It's like my therapy. The same way I feel about my music. Like, I never ran like that. I used to hate running. But
That's
now
crazy.
It's like I love it because of the way it makes me feel when I do run.
Because I'm gonna keep it 100.
And
with
then
you
I
right
obviously still work out. So.
No, but I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. Like, I started jogging. I could do now 2 miles. I'm proud of that.
That's good.
But
that's a good start.
I told her recently, I was like, you motivated me with the 10. You know that, right? Because when you had posted that you did, I don't know if it was in your stories, I don't remember, or if it was on a post. But when you mentioned you can do 10 miles, you motivated me. Yeah. So now I'm like, yo, I gotta do 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hitting you up. I'm like, so how much you did today?
I'm with it. Like, I love a challenge. Like, but I started the running as well. Like, and like you said, it's all of a mental stimulation and healing process at the same time. Exactly. So, looking at you, like how you overcame COVID, your whole process to working out, even taking care of your health now even more, and then you drop this EP.
Well, it's almost like an album, but a 2-part album.
Is it a 2-part album? That's what it is.
Yeah, it's really what it is. I set it up to look like an EP. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays, to release a full album for a independent artist is really hard. It's like it goes under the radar unless you put in like a shit ton of money behind it or you got a label behind it. It's different. And I've been dropping singles forever, but I am a album dude. So it's like I thought about like what would be if I love albums and the industry calls for these short attention spans, what would be the best way for me to meet them both at the medium? And I said, you know what, I got this full album, it's 14 tracks, let me just separate and put 7 and 7.
Okay.
So then I'll push each one as much as I can, and I'll pick and choose which ones that I feel are the strongest, and I'm gonna push the shit out of them, get videos done for them and everything. The album in itself it's funny, it's been 5 years in the making. I say this all the time. I tell everybody, like, they're like, yo, this shit is hot. I'm like, well, this has been in the tuck for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Some of the tracks are recent, and then there's the bulk of them have been held for a few years.
Really?
Like, nobody would know. Like, and the reason why I held it back is because a part of me knew that the music I made on this project was timeless. And it didn't matter when I released it. And why I say that is because the sonically, the beats are just so different. They're not like Southern or boom bap or New York or a Baltimore club or drill or none of it's like it doesn't have like a specific genre for me. It's more like contemporary alternative hip hop, but lyrical. And I was listening to a lot of different artists in the process of this, this project. When it was in its creation originally, I was listening to, and it ain't just all hip hop. Obviously I was listening to a lot of Kendrick. I'm talking to Pimp a Butterfly Kendrick. I was listening to Eminem, when he first came back out. And then I was listening to Kanye. Those are like 3 hip hop influences. But then on the flip side, I was listening to Pink Floyd. I was listening to Queen. I was listening to Florence and the Machine. I was listening to Prince. And I was listening also to like classical music, operatic music. I usually listen to classical and operatic music when I'm studying or I'm doing something intense where it requires a lot of my brain.
Yeah.
Because it soothes the brain, the sound of it, the sonically, it soothes the ear, and it helps you concentrate.
What is it? The right side? Is it? It soothes like the. When it comes to music, like classical music or something, like it's usually the right side of the brain it affects, correct?
Yeah, you have your audio and your mono. It affects the mono side, and then it like literally soothes the brain, and it's just like I was like, yo, how can I recreate this in a hip hop sense? So it was funny. My man Stephen Padilla, aka Miracal, who's an amazing producer. I wish he was still producing. That's one of my best friends, and he kind of like went on a hiatus for a while. But at the time, he was producing heavy, and I would take out my phone, and I kind of like, I would say kind of executive produced, where thoughts would come to my mind, instruments. So I would literally separate in voice notes how I wanted specific parts to go, what kind of instruments, what kind of stuff I wanted to use, and I would send him these voice notes separately. Like, this is what I want the snare to sound like. This is what I want the kick to sound like. This is what I want the synths to sound like. I actually want to put some piano in here. I want to use a harp. Do we have a sound for a harp? I want to use trumpet. I want to use a choir. I want a choir sound to like be the focal point of this project. Like, can we do that? And he would come through, and we would put our brains together, and what we created was just something that I like never thought possible. And so I separated it into 2 parts. The second part, I just can't wait for people to hear, because
what are we expecting with the second part?
So the first part is very, I wouldn't say melancholy.
Okay.
It's very emotional.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, it's so emotional, and people are connecting to a track called C that's on the project.
Bro, I was listening to C. I heard I felt whatever you was going through. I felt your pain, your delivery. I felt like it was just like I literally felt and the crazy part what to see is that I don't know if anybody can relate, but it's like I felt each emotion with each every time a word was mentioned or said by you, like every time you was just dropping these words, I felt the emotions behind it.
Yeah, it was deep. And so when I wrote the song, it was about a girl that I had fell for.
Okay.
I fell in love with her. And I hadn't felt that way for somebody in a long time, despite the fact that I was in a relationship previous to that. Where I did love the person that I was with very much. But with this person, it was just different. I felt we vibed on a different level. And things didn't work out. But she revealed to me through our relationship a lot of stuff that she went through, which I don't want to go into too much detail. But let's just say, like, I've noticed that things have happened to the women in my life consistently. Not just people that I've dated, but family members, that they've told me and confided in me, that hurt me so much because, and I think what I'm talking about, the culture, like rape culture, and abuse, domestic violence and abuse, are things that are real. So when I hear about these things from a multitude of women that I care about and love, it bothers me. So at the time when that relationship didn't work out, I said, I'm frustrated, I'm upset, I'm sad about this whole situation with me and her, because although things didn't work out between us, I know part of the reason why is because we're both 2 damaged people getting into a situation. But her damage was a lot different than mine. Mine didn't even come close to what she went through.
Okay.
So it was like, you know, I feel sad about this because at the end of the day, I still love her. I still care about her. I want her to know that. So I wrote the song with intention of her hearing it one day, you know, to tell her that, you know, regardless of whatever happened, I wish that I could have took away your pain. I wish I could have been the one that you could confide in those moments, you know, and you not shy away from me, because sometimes that does happen with people that go through that, you know. And I wanted her to know that, you know, you're strong, you're loved, and that I see you like for who you are. I don't see damage. I don't see, you know, hurt. I don't see none of that. I see the beautiful person that you are encapsulated in one.
It was unconditional love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into something else in itself, like the song. Like it went from being about this one person to all of a sudden now that people are hearing it, because to be clear, that track was a throw on. This was way before the original start of this project. That song was written and recorded last year.
Oh,
and
wow.
remember, this has been 5 years in the making. So I was like, you know, I held on to this just for myself. And I said, you know what? The album's missing something. And I feel like this vibe goes with the vibe of the original tracks that I had for this project. So let me just throw it on there.
Okay.
Just for shits and giggles, for like an extra track in the track listing. And lo and behold, I put it out.
And that's the
and
track.
Everybody that's reposting on their story is C. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
That's
I'm getting
crazy.
DMs. Yo, you almost made me cry with this song. My mother hits me up. Yo, you're a jerk. You made me cry. What are you talking about? That song that you have on your album is called C. I'm like, is this for real?
Yeah.
And that's why it's such a pleasant surprise for me, because it's like I had no idea that people were going to rock with it the way they do. So now I'm like, should I shoot a video to it? Like, which hopefully does happen.
No, you should. I think you should.
Yeah, so but it has to be something powerful.
Absolutely.
You know,
because the song is powerful.
It has to be something that resonates with people. But, you know, it's a tough song sometimes to get through for certain people. It's triggering, you know, but to know that somebody loves and cares about you, I guess it's almost like me speaking to them, like on some, like them, not just the girl that I was with, to all of the people that listen to it. It's pretty ironic and humbling to know that people listen to it and feel something from it.
I think, you know what it is also, because I tell certain artists, like me, I enjoy when I see an artist that becomes vulnerable.
Yeah.
So to see, especially a man, vulnerable, you're speaking of this story, it's relatable. You understand? It's like, holy shit, because at the end of the day, we are in an era of emo.
Yes.
So emo is also becoming vulnerable. Hence the reason why it's so many people gravitate to it. You understand? I've always been an emo type of person when it comes to lyrics. When I did music, I'm a hard shell in person. Like, you know, like I have this wall, but in music, when you can pour out these emotions, a lot of people are gonna gravitate to it, and I know I was one of them. That's when I was like, bro, you just took the fucking question out of my mouth type thing, right? Because listening to C again, I felt all your pain and what you was going through. Like I felt like I even, and I may be wrong, but I felt like I even one point. Did you like tear up, or did you get super emotional to that place where almost?
I think there's two songs and it wasn't C. C, I kinda at the end, I was a little sad.
Okay.
But I didn't cry.
Okay.
But there are two songs that I cried on in this whole project.
What songs are that?
One of them being Sun.
Okay.
And another one being I Know Now, which is in the part 2 project, which I project and I believe will be the song that goes the farthest out of both projects.
Okay.
C is great. I think I Know Now is the one that's really gonna be the one that kind of catapults me into another level.
Okay.
I believe that, and just based off the fact that I've performed it live before. just for shits and giggles, just to see the emotion. And I had people crying in the audience, and that for me to see that in person is kind of like, okay, this gives me a little bit of like, okay, this is something. You know what I'm saying? I've showed this song to Pharaoh Monch, and Pharaoh Monch was like, out of a list of songs, those who know Pharaoh Monch, the legend, I love that dude. That's like one of my mentors. He was like, these songs are all dope, but this one,
that's
and
the
I was
one?
like, because it's you're gonna listen to it, you're gonna be like, wow. So, you know, when it comes out, I can't wait for you guys to hear it. It's gonna be dope. But that song pretty much made me cry. And then Sun, if you really listen to the words in Sun, that was probably one of my most personal songs about myself. If you listen very closely to the lyrics, I pretty much give a depiction of a journey from my childhood up until the point I am now.
Okay.
What did I say? There's a couple of lines in the song. Staring at the world through my rear view. Seems like it was yesterday. The way the clock is ticking by. I hear you. Thank you. At that point, when I'm saying that, I'm talking to God. That's my like conversation with God.
Okay.
Thank you for my presence, all the strength that you have given me. Time heals all, but it's you that gives me energy, the power to push forward, the focus to keep going, resilience on my enemies with spirit and atonement. Don't know why I was chosen. Do you view me as an omen to beloved back in the world when I'm not right within my own skin? You know, I'm saying that to, like as my testament to God. Like, why do I feel like you sent me as somebody to bring love back to people, or to help people feel that self-love that I felt like I never got?
Okay.
I said in the song, I'm the outcast that everybody would laugh at, sat alone in the lunchroom and acting like I was mad at everything in my past, every person I met in class, virgin that got no ass. I was nervous and I was trapped in my mind. Was this all in my head? Was I making this up? If this all comes to fruition, and if I'm to blame for what happens, all my life I've been battling demons, legions of reapers creeping my cerebral and begin to wonder my reason for being. Like, what am I here for? You know, am I going through this pain for a purpose? You know, is there a higher calling for me? And towards the end, you notice I start to scream almost. Like, I started the song angry, but I say, you want me to show I care, you want me to show despair, want me to expose myself naked for all my fruits to bear, with no guarantee this will work. I'm betting on my savings, but I sacrifice my pride to others for my own salvation. Like, pretty much like, I'm gonna give everybody the best and the worst of myself, so that other people could soak that in and they understand that it's okay. You know what I'm saying? To be like, damn, like, I take the best and the worst of myself, and I realize that this just encapsulates who I am, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I've battled with that for so many years, and I want people to understand that you're better than your demons. You're better than the shit the trials and tribulations that you go through in your life. Because if I couldn't do it for myself, I would hope that I can have the capacity, as I continue to learn about life, to help others along the way as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I already know. Like, I feel like so many people know how talented you are. And I understand the frustration where you're like, where you feel like you've shown that love more to others, and what did you receive back? You know, and I understand it could be frustrating, but I see also how much you inspire so many people. And I say that, you know why? Because when I mentioned, to certain people how you were, like mention your name throughout the, you know how much love you do have? Like, people be like, yo, I fuck with him. Like, a lot of people told me, like, I fuck with him. Such a dope, talented dude. Very humble.
That means a lot.
And it's like, I understand the frustration, because I'm like, I get frustrated for you when I'm like, when the fuck he's gonna, when is his time, But then I also, like, I guess today's conversation has been trust the process. That's the conversation that's been, or that's the topic of the day, in a sense, right? It's trust the process, because you know, going back to with Azia and then with you, you know, it's like you have to trust the process. You have to, you know, your purpose. Although there's times you question it, there is a higher purpose. I know you will make it. It's just a matter of time and you putting yourself out there. I listen to your music and I'm just like, this dude is just you're so talented. And I hear your fucking I hear your emotions. I hear your rawness. I feel it every time you, like I said, every time you say like a bar, is like I feel that shit. I feel like you punching me right there. You giving me that hook, like mira toma. You understand? And I feel it, and it's like, but I know you get frustrated, cause I know you want it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's funny that you bring that up. Is I wanted it more back then. Okay. What's crazy is before quarantine, I was having a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about the business and the industry, and obviously I had my gripes, and I'm telling them about all of this.
Yeah.
And then I went through COVID.
Okay.
Then I came back. Now, during COVID, I didn't even think about music. Not once did I think about picking up a pen, picking up a pad, nothing. Everything was focused on, I want to live, what the fuck do I have to do? Like, I literally went from 183 to 160 in a matter of a week.
Wow.
So, well, yeah, in a couple weeks. So it was like, I was scared. I was only scared for my life. I didn't care about music. I didn't care about nothing. Once I got back in the swing of shit and I started feeling a little better, slowly but surely I start writing the freestyles just to get my feet wet again, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep going. And then I had this project in the tuck, and I'm like, am I gonna just keep holding on to this or let it go? And I didn't know what to do, and I was very lost. And I said, I made a pact with myself where I said, if I do release this, I'm not gonna have any expectations and stress myself the fuck out. I don't want to focus on being Drake. I don't want to be Kendrick. I don't want to be Cole. I want to be Jay. And if that means that I'm not going to be a superstar status, I actually prefer not to be. I mean, when I look at myself in the way I am, with the stuff that I struggle with and go through, and I have my good days and my bad days like everybody else, I try to put myself in the position of most of these artists. Like, I listen to interviews on purpose. I listen to a Kendrick, like people like me, like-minded people who, it's like, how can I learn from this person? I'll listen to a Kendrick interview. I'll listen to a Cole interview. I'll listen to an NF, who's probably one of the dopest artists out, and nobody talks about him. Like, NF is in the conversation of dope lyricists. Like, he's dope. And I'm like, you know, I hear these people in the interviews, and I'm like, do I really want to be that person that can't walk around? You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these dudes are so big they can't even come out of their house and just be a normal person. Walk to the store, walk around, just be to themselves, go out to dinner with a person just casually. Like, NF could do that. Which is, he thinks he's and even he at his level, and people not knowing, a lot of people not knowing him, his status, he says, I'd rather stay here. You know, I'd rather stay at this level where people know me, but they don't know me.
Yeah,
like 50-50, so I could still go out and chill with my friends and still not have people clamoring just to get my autograph and my picture and having to paparazzi or freaking TMZ bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather be that artist. I'd rather be a Joyner Lucas. As long as I know that I can affect people with my music and make a good living out of it and live a happy life like that, that's all I want. Like, as a child, it was dope to want to be Eminem. I don't think I want to do that anymore. I just want to do what I love to do for a living and not worry too much.
I mean, it's just a matter of time. You're able to do it. I think you took the first step with making this album, with the album, should I say, you know, and I think that was your first step to, like, you took the first step to becoming that entrepreneur and be comfortable where you want to be at.
Yeah.
You understand? Now it's just a matter of you putting the right time and energy. I feel like in this industry, I learned that I learned the hard way is all about working smart.
Yes.
It's not, I grew up, she pointed out to me recently where it was like you got so used to working so hard, right? Because we get so used to, I'm assuming we, right? I'm saying we because I feel like you can probably relate to the fact that we grew up to a place where we grew up with that mentality. You got to work hard to get what you want, right?
Yep.
But then we discard the whole fact of working smart.
Yep.
And we can even get faster in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with this project, now because you took this first step, now all you have to do is work smart. It's not, you don't have to sell your soul. Yep. You don't have to sell yourself. You still can become true to yourself as long as you're just working smart. And I feel like as long as you're working smart, you're being true to yourself, and you just build the proper relationships. You understand?
Exactly.
And anything is possible. I know 100%. You can get there. That's why I said, like, sometimes it frustrates me seeing you because I'm like when I see you on Instagram and I'm like, he could be in so many different places.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up to say, but we already know this industry is fucked up,
Yep. And it's funny. It's not only us saying it. Like, you look at big caliber stars like a Jessie Reyes. Like, I love her. Like,
I love her too.
That's my future wife right there. But like when you I forgot what interview she did. She did an interview with somebody and they asked her about how she felt about music versus the music industry, and she literally said it verbatim. I love music. I hate the industry, because that's just how it is. Like, you hear that from you hear that from Macklemore. He said it 1,000 times. The industry's a monster. It'll fucking chew you up and spit you out.
It really would.
You know what I'm saying? And you'll tend to feel Logic, I think Logic is very talented. Do I think some of the content, like in his later work, became a little bit redundant?
Yeah.
Yes. Do I think and I'm just being real with it because I love Logic.
I love Logic, but he did get redundant with it.
It got redundant, and to me, I don't think he meant for it to be this way. I hope he didn't, but it almost was like he was pandering to a specific audience, and I don't think that was a thing he intended. I think he really wants to help people, just like me, like mentally. He wants to that whole peace, love, and positivity thing he got going on. I really believe he wants that for people. I do. But when it got to the point where it became such a redundant thing, and then he's the half black, half white thing, it was like, we get it. We understand it. Like, can you explain that musically? And I feel like he did it beautifully in his last project. Like, But when you speak to him on his interviews now that he's retired, he's literally telling you verbatim why he hates the industry. The criticism, the falsehoods, the lies, the narratives. Megan Thee Stallion's going through it now, where this whole Tory Lane situation, and now she's getting frustrated and going on feeling that she has the need to go on the internet and clear shit up for herself, to clear her name, and getting frustrated about it. It's like all this shit, like for what? Like for a couple of people on Instagram, or thousands of people on Instagram who have something to say. That's what this industry does to people. You know what I'm saying? And I get a little afraid of that sometimes, because I'm like, yo, if I get in the industry and I fucking pee on a wall at night or something, are they gonna be like, Josh Jacobs desecrating the Trump Towers? I had to pee, bro. It wasn't because of the building. I had to pee. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I just, that's the scary thing about the industry. I think that most people look over, and I can see the pain of that artist. So now that I'm on the outside looking in, I'm not at that caliber yet. So it's like, do I really want that? In my head, I kind of feel like God did that on purpose. I feel like God is telling me, you want this, Well, make sure you really want this. That's why I haven't given you that blessing that
Okay.
you're searching for, because that's what happens. We search for that blessing. We want that big opportunity, and then when we get it, it's not what we expected. Like we get there, and it's like, yo, I'm here now. I'm making millions of dollars doing what I love to do. Then what?
Yeah.
It's like now that I got it, what's the next thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I gonna be really satisfied with being there? Like, what it makes you think, like, what is really happiness to me, and what does that look like? Me, after months of trying to figure it out, I think happiness is family.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I try to, accumulate the things that I love the most: music, family, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that I love most. My family is my everything.
Yeah.
That I get scared of that too, because when I get bit, once that happens,
It's gonna affect your family.
I'm going on tour, so now I can't see my family half the time. You know what I'm saying? I
And
gotta
going
be
on tour is
I gotta be on
exhausting.
It's exhausting. You're tired. From it's just, do I really see me doing that?
Okay.
I do, but at the same time, like, I have to make sure that my mental's okay, my family's okay, and that I can actually still have that part of my life with me.
Okay.
So I have to once it gets to that point, I have to make sure that my mental state, I'm sane, and that I can still do the things I want to do with my family and still keep them close, and the things I love.
Do you think you're slowly falling out of love? You know how you can, like a relationship, right? You fall in and out of love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you build a relationship with music.
Yes.
Do you think you're at this process where you may have, or you maybe during the month of you re-evaluating yourself and you fell out of love with music, with hip hop?
Ooh, that's a good question. I felt like I was.
Okay.
But I think it was because of the fact that I was falling out of love with what I had to do in order to become that.
Yeah.
Like, I stress myself out about, if this doesn't go viral, if this doesn't get enough comments, if this doesn't get enough views, if I don't go on tour, if I don't make this money, if I don't do... It made me feel some type of way about myself, like I wasn't worth much.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that affected me. So it caused me to have to take my step back from music and be like, yo, is this really what I want to do? With releasing this project, I realized how much I love music. I realized how much it's done for me.
Mm-hmm.
I realized how much I've been able to help people. I realize now that I want to treat whatever thing I release is as if it was my last, because it can very well be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I went through that COVID shit. Had I had pre-existing conditions, I could have died.
Yeah, no,
and
of
that
course.
could have been my very last song, my very last day. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't, during the time I had COVID, I couldn't see my family. I was pretty much dolo with my roommate. It was hard getting through it by yourself and not having people. You can't see your family. Your dad lives in Florida. You got nobody there. Like, I was literally alone.
What helped you during those times, aside from music?
My roommate.
Okay.
Thank God for him. One of my best friends, Charles Reddick. He helped me through those times. And then being in prayer, heavy every night, crying sometimes, not gonna lie, going in the shower and at night just like praying, like, even like getting angry at him, like, why me? Why is this going on? Why can't you just heal me? What's the paranoia and the stress, but staying in prayer, continuing to watch the sermons from my church on the Gathering of Harlem, which I love them. Shout out to my church, the Gathering Harlem. I love them. Every Sunday, tuning in live stream to my church. Like, things like that helped me through having to do my research and figure out what things to take, what supplements, what should I be eating, but really prayer.
Okay.
Prayer, big time.
Would you? I know you love music, right? Would you dabble into like, what is it, Christian rap?
I thought about it.
Because I'm like, I know you're a very religious man.
Yeah. I'm not the most religious. Don't get me wrong.
No, but I'm not saying like, but
as far as,
you.
Yeah, I do. I reference God a lot in my tracks. I am a person of God, a man of God. I love Jesus Christ. That's my thing. And I'm not one of those people that's gonna, try to tell you to believe in what I believe. Because that's not, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody believes in what they believe in. I love everybody. That goes without saying. But have I thought about it? Yes.
Okay.
I love talking the way I want to talk sometimes.
Gotcha.
Like, it's hard going into Christian rap. You got to clean it up a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I get on the fence about that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I love Jesus Christ, and I give my life into Him, but I still want to talk how I want to talk. So
you don't want to be filtered so much in a sense. I mean, although you
and I kind of feel like that's what J. Cole and Kendrick do in essence, because if you listen to a lot of Kendrick's music, he references God a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists, even J. Cole, references God a lot in their music. They just don't. Then they're just not Christian rappers. But even Christian rappers are dope, so I can't really knock Christian rap either.
I'm not knocking it, because I know a few Christian rappers, and I just be like,
Lecrae is a beast. I love him. Andy Mineo's fire. Like, there's some Christian artists that are super dope. And, to be honest, Christian rap, you're not really rapping God, God, God every sentence. It's really about life.
It's about life. It's your testimony.
Yeah, but you just clean it up.
That's why I was just wondering, because I'm like, I know, like, because your background and how, like, you are a man of God, and Jesus Christ is your savior, which to each his own. Like you, like how I feel like you, like, I'm a spiritual person. I feel like whatever you believe, that's whatever you believe, I respect, you have to respect the other person's lifestyle, right?
Exactly.
So, like, hearing you, and I know, like, knowing how this industry is, I was just wondering, that's, like, would you dive into that? Because I feel like you would have a lot of it would be very influential to have you, especially in Christian rap, because of how your story. It's not about being religious. It's just your story, your testimony.
Yeah.
It's very impactful.
It is something that I was thinking about. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. It was something that crossed my mind. Will it happen in the future? I can't say.
What else have you learned about yourself during COVID? Because I feel like you found so much more within you. Because I'm looking at you now, and I feel like I was looking at you now comparing to the last time you was on the show. Two totally different people.
Wow. I learned that I have hair.
Yeah, I know. I peeped that. I think that's why I'm like, you're two totally different.
Yeah, I learned that I have hair. I mean, growing the hair really did something, in itself for me, because it just gave me a different perspective, a different look. I was like, now I can actually play with this. I do a little Papi Chulo thing, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
you do look like a little Papi Suave, like a little Papi Shampoo.
Yeah, I can't do that with the short hair. Like, I just look just mad, and I look like, so I think somebody told me I look like a bad boy. I said, but that's not me. They said, well, I like how you look with your hair. I'm like, that means maybe the long hair does work. But I'm still learning about myself, man. I think the dope part about COVID, for me, like, if there's anything that I could take away from it, is to learn to not fear as much.
Okay.
I let fear and panic consume me to the point where I have 4 panic attacks.
Wow.
I went to the hospital 3 times.
Okay.
And it was scary as shit, because I never had a panic attack before in my life. There was one point where I had 4 panic attacks 3 panic attacks in a matter of one night. I couldn't sleep because I went to the hospital. The day I went to the hospital, right before I got my COVID, my second time getting the COVID results, because the first time came back inconclusive. Second time I got my COVID results, the day before I went to the hospital because I thought something was wrong. They gave me an anti-anxiety medication called lorazepam, and it had an adverse effect on me. So it felt like somebody was holding me, like literally day and night. Now some people it calms them down. For me, it had an adverse effect. It felt like more like I was already bad, and I felt worse. So one night I went to sleep, and because of the meds, it would have this thing almost like it was hypnotic, where your eyes would go down, and then I'd get scared the way it happened, and I would try to wake up, but my eyes wouldn't open. So when I finally got them open, I'm panicking, like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like, I had to learn grounding techniques. I had to speak to a specialist in addiction, an addiction specialist and therapist, just to get me back. Like, she talked to me every single day. I had to do like follow-ups every day at a specific time to see how I was doing, how my symptoms were doing. Was I better? Was I worse?
Wow.
And going through that was just so eye-opening, because after that it was like, is there, how much fear do I really have now? Like, I looked fear in the face, and God brought me through it. Okay. And I brought I struggled through it. My family got me through it, because after I had went through the main thing of COVID and I was negative, I stood with my family for 2 months. Okay. Like, after, to get my mental back, because I was gone. And during that same time, right after I had COVID, my car broke down. My transmission. Oh, damn.
It was just a domino effect.
Yo, my transmission went. It was horrible. Like, you name it, it all happened at the same time. I feel like God was testing me. But at the end of the day, it was like everything got fixed. So what is the sense of panicking so fast? I've learned to calm down. Okay. And to not panic, and to let things just happen, and to look fear in the face and be like, okay, I can deal with this. And that has helped me to this point, because even with releasing of this album, like I told you, there's no expectations on it. So far, I've had the most streams of this album than of any project I've ever released. And I haven't been stressed about it. I haven't been stressing about it. It's just been all love, doing what I can on this end. And what you said is what I'm trying to do now. Like, focus. Back then I would record a project, and the minute it was done, I promote it for a little bit, and then it's like, okay, what's next? And then I start writing again. Yo, send me that beat, I want to write to it. But now it's like, I feel like there's a focus. Like, now that I have this project, I've been holding it for so long, before I even think of stepping back into a studio for my own shit, what's the maximum I can do to make this better? To make this the best release possible. Interviews, marketing dollars, like saving my money and putting it behind each and every song that I have on there, so that my numbers go up, so that my videos go up. I'd rather do that and focus on this and treat it as if it's the last project I'm ever going to do. Yeah. I want to treat every single piece of work like it's the last one I'm going to do now, and focus purely on it, and just love what I'm doing, and not put any expectation behind it, no fear.
No, you definitely have. I mean, that's... Yo, and it's crazy because I stay telling people this, like, yo, stop putting I hate, not that I hate it, but it's just like, stop putting project. Why work so hard to release a project to then just release it and then boom, work on something new? Yeah. It don't make sense. For me, it doesn't make sense, because how can you drill this project onto me when you're ready on the next thing, you know. And this is why in the industry, like, you have to. It's like a gift and a curse, right, with the industry, because like it sucks, but then it's like it makes sense, right? Because when you go to McDonald's, you see the constant same menus. Yeah. They're drilling the Big Mac. They're drilling whatever to people, you know? And it's just, these are their signatures, right? And it's like, how can I enjoy the Big Mac when you're constantly throwing another burger? You understand in a sense, right? Like, I'm just saying fast food because I feel like some, you know,
it's
like...
a multitude of choices. Like, how do you expect somebody to pick one choice when you're consistent?
So, like, with you having this project and the way you broke it down, like, you have an album, but you broke it into, 2 parts, right? Which is a smart thing to do. You know, you're giving, because we are in a society where everything's just instantly.
It's a fast food society.
Yo, the fucking attention span is crazy. Like,
it's there 1 minute, it's gone the next. Give it about 10 to 15 seconds. If you don't make the decision within those 10 to 15 seconds, you're on to the next one.
Absolutely. So, you know, so
you got rap songs nowadays, 1 verse and 1 hook, and it's done.
Yeah.
Where they do that at?
They do that. They're doing it, bro. Like, I'm like, I see it, and I'm like, I'm like, yo. It's because it's the laziness. It's the laziness. It's also and we're living in an era where so many people want that instant gratification in a sense, or that whatever it is instantly. Yeah. And like you said, it's fast paced. Like, it's just we want everything right there and then, and that's it.
TikTok videos of what? 15 seconds? 15, 20 seconds?
I don't have TikTok. I don't even know.
Fit TikTok as...
How's TikTok? TikTok is what? Is what, 15? How long do you get to do for TikTok?
Most videos are like 15 to 20 seconds, most.
You can do 15 seconds or you can do a minute. But it's up to a minute.
It's up to a minute, but if you do that minute, ain't nobody watching. You got to do it for like 10 to 15 seconds and done. And then that's when people... Oh, that shit is hot. 15 seconds. 15. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make my compromises. Mm-hmm. But they got to be boundaries.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be one of those, you know, old school cats that I used to hear back in the days coming up. Like, and I know because I used to be one of them, getting mad at the young crowd and the industries. Look at these artists. They not real artists. They this, they that. Listen. These kids are artists, whether you like it or not. Because in reality, what Soulja Boy did is the same thing that Digital Underground was doing back in the day, creating songs with dances, do the Humpty Hump. You know, they weren't super lyrical. So you can't really say it's that different. Mm-hmm. You know, but you can try to help the younger generation be like, okay, why don't you incorporate this in your music? Mm-hmm. You know, why don't you utilize the works from the people before you? Why don't you take the advice from the people that came before you and, you know, put it into your music as well? Maybe you'll have a little bit more substance. Maybe this will work for you. Maybe this won't work for you. You know, I don't want to be one of the people to hate. I want to conform, but at the same time, I still want to be true to myself. Okay. And be like, okay, like, where's that happy medium? Where can I meet the younger people where they're at? Where it's like, okay, like my song Peace. Okay. 1 verse, 2 hook, 1 verse in there. Okay. Is that something that I typically do? Hell motherfucking no. But I did it and I still put my message in there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still kept it me, where it was like 16. If I'm going to put 16 bars on there, it's going to be 16 bars of me. It's not going to be 16 bars of whatever the fuck they want to hear. It's going to be 16 bars of me, these hooks of me, and if they fuck with it, they fuck with it. If not, then whatever. But that's my boundary. I am not going to over-compromise my integrity to just sell records. It's not what I'm doing.
Out of the whole full project, which song you would say was maybe the most challenging song for you?
The most challenging. So we did the most emotional. I know now. The most challenging song. Are you talking like creatively or like hard to get through?
I'm gonna say stepping out of your comfort zone.
Stepping out of my comfort zone. On the project. Well, the whole project was stepping out of my comfort zone, to be honest, because the beats are so different.
Okay.
They're not like typical shit you hear. But I would say there's a song on part 2 called No Excuses.
Okay.
That I feel I conceptually was different. The idea of it, and Life of the Party on part 1.
Okay.
Like Life of the Party was a very storytelling record, but I wanted to tell a story like that was so intricate and different. Like we talk like Life of the Party on part 1. Just for people who already have part 1, I'll explain Life of the Party. So Life of the Party, obviously when we say the term Life of the Party, it's like, yo, that's that dude. Whenever we celebrate, we go out to the club, he's the one that got the bottles, he probably got the weed, he's dancing, he's making everybody whatever, right? Hyping everybody up. It's the Life of the Party. When I wrote it, it was with the intention of looking inside the mind of the Life of the Party, because I feel personally that some of the people who party the most are the ones that have the most things going on in their mind, the ones that drink the most, the ones that smoke the most weed, the ones that do all of this. I feel like sometimes some of them have this facade. They put on this facade for people to fuck with. I'm that party dude. I got this, I got that. Meanwhile, they're struggling with shit within themselves. So I've tried to paint the picture, and I know people like this. That's why I wrote it from the perspective of somebody I knew that went through it, not from myself, because I don't smoke weed. For those who don't know, I don't smoke weed. I don't. Have I tried it? Yes. It just didn't work for me. I don't have anything against it. It just it didn't work for me. So, when I wrote it, I try to write it from the perspective of somebody who was trying to be somebody they weren't, just to impress their friends and impress the crowd and to make them feel like they were somebody, because that's what these things do. You know what I'm saying? If you go to a club or a hookah bar and you got mad people there, I'm a splurge on these bottles. I'm gonna get these bottles. I'm gonna get all these women here. I'm gonna get all this. Going out, doing all that. When you could be using that money to invest it, and there's not wrong with partying. I'm not saying nobody should party, but what I'm saying is there are some people that actually are doing the opposite of what they want to do or they should be doing, just to get the approval of other people.
Gotcha.
Or to feel better about their situation. So, in the song, I'm pretty much telling the story of somebody who has problems with their girlfriend, who's having problems with their bills, in every angle. Is going through these trials and tribulations of life, is depression, is depressed, is stressed, but nobody knows about it. And he goes out and he has this hell of a good time, and he's drunk and he's noticing shit, and you notice. And you know this because I feel like we both grew up in the hood, and so we know what happens. You got that one or two people or group of people, you step on somebody's shoes, and it turns from this one little, oh yo, my bad, to this whole, yo, who the fuck were you fucking stepped up? And then dude's like, yo, take it outside, motherfucker, and then you go outside, and then a shootout break out. Somebody dies, somebody get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And now you got to do that for what? Because he tried to dance with somebody's girlfriend, didn't know that she had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Somebody stepped on your shoe and you were drunk and you were intoxicated. You took it from 0 to 100 real quick because you got liquor in your system. But it's not really the liquor. You know what they say? The liquor, when you have too much liquor in your system, truth starts to come out. And when that truth may not be just in verbal truth. That truth is, I'm angry about something. I came out here to have a good time, and you fucked my shit up because you stepped on my shoe. So now all the anger that I built up inside me, I'm taking it out all on you. And that could be both of the people. I'm here because I'm angry. Fuck, I'm here. I live in the hood. I'm poor. I got bills to pay. My girl broke up with me. My mom hates me. Whatever.
Yeah.
All that stuff that you got built up comes out in that one moment in action. And then you're locked up for life. I depicted a person who talks about all of that. And then an altercation breaks out. And because he's all hyped up off weed and drink, or drugs that he's like, yo, what's going on? So he's just looking for a reason to start something with somebody because he's so pained and hurt about what's going on with him. He just wants to be
He's
involved.
just full of toxicity.
And then he starts beefing with somebody, and the problem wasn't even his to begin with. It was his boys. And you just trying to jump in because you feel hot, and all of a sudden you get shot and you dead, and your life is gone. So if it's your life of the party, look what happens. You know, and it does happen to some people.
Yeah.
And that's that. And if you listen to the track at the beginning of the track, the heartbeat goes boom, 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 boom. It's a live heartbeat. At the end, it starts to slow, pop, 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 and it stops. And then I do like a little monologue at the end when I say fear and pain is what consumes us daily, yet the same fear and pain that consumes us is seemingly self-inflicted. But instead of dealing with these issues, we drown ourselves into self-pity when things don't go our way. Like, we drown ourselves with liquor and alcohol and drugs just to make us feel better about our situation. And then, you know, we do this.
I know.
You know, and it sucks. And I said, no, not all indulgence is evil when done in moderation. But when we become addicted to a life of numbness, which is what liquor and drugs do, is numb the pain, we subject ourselves to the woes of life in which we oppose and reduce its expectancy to the lowest of lows. Like, we want to live this high life, but when we become so engulfed in all of this shit to numb our pain, we become drug addicts, we become alcoholics, and all of that, and it leads us down the wrong path.
That's so true.
So
that's crazy.
That conceptually, I think that's one of my deepest records. And then No Excuses is pretty much, if you listen to No Excuses, when it comes out on part 2, it's literally me talking to my demons. But I feel like it's not just me. If you really put yourself in that same position, it's me talking to that demon. So I contrast the voices. I screw the voice on the other side.
Really? Okay.
And I literally rap to myself. So it's like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's and the beat is super hard, and the lyrics are very powerful. So you just have to listen to the track, and I think everybody's
when are you
like,
releasing this the second half?
The 28th on Friday.
Really?
On Friday.
Oh, damn.
So I gave the projects a 2-week period to breathe.
Okay.
So I let part 1 rock for 2 weeks, and then part 2 comes out, and then everybody listens to that. And then from here on out, for the next couple months, I'm just gonna be
drilling it
and putting it in as many places as possible. You know, putting as much, money and energy behind it to see what we could do. And then, of course, I got a video coming out for I Know Now,
okay,
the song I told you about. And that's looking to drop the same day as the project. So
okay,
people will have the project part 2 and a video.
Well,
and more videos
you got to send me that link so I can play it here.
I'm
just saying, I mean, listen, I know you're usually on point with when it comes to stuff like that. Like, you be like, yo, V. So
I'm sending you everything.
And I appreciate that. I definitely do. I mean, you're super talented. Your mind, what is it? It's like, it's just, I love the fact that you see, like, if I didn't know you, I'd be like, yo, he's a little out there, right?
For real.
Yeah.
Yo, I get that all the time. I go out, me and my boy S Crown, shout out to my man S Crown. That's my boy, like, that's my brother. We'll go out to a bar or to Bear Burger by ourselves and literally just talk about the craziest shit. Like, everything. And we won't talk to anybody else. And I swear, if people listened into our conversations, they probably think we were fucking crazy. Like, we've had that before. But we talk about, like real life shit. We'll talk about investments. We'll talk about the industry. We'll talk about the universe. We'll talk about God. We'll talk about religion. We'll talk about everything. But, like, real educated conversations. Stale shit does not work for me. I cannot talk to you if I can't talk about.
I mean, same here with me. That's what I get it. That's what I'm like. So, like, if I didn't know you, I would be like, yo, he's out there. But because I know how you think, in a sense, right? Because I know how I can get.
Yeah.
You understand?
See?
So it's like
we read the same book. You told me about the book and I read it and I
did
fell
you
in
read
love
it?
with it. Hell
Outwitting the Devil?
Outwitting the Devil.
I was just mentioning it like literally.
Outwitting the Devil is probably my top 3 favorite books that I've read. Probably number 1. The audio book to me,
impeccable.
It
bro.
does it the most justice.
Absolutely.
Because I like that. To be honest, when I listened to it, it reminded me of the song I just told you
Yeah,
about.
when you was talking about it. Yeah.
No excuses. I never heard the book before in my life, but that's how the song is, because that's how the book is just like that. It literally is, you're interrogating the devil on, the things of the world and why they are the way they are, and the way he talks about it. If y'all didn't read it, it's by Napoleon Hill. Great freaking book that she recommended. It blew me away. And then especially the part about parents and like where is the core of where it comes from.
Oh my God, that it goes deep.
It is so true, because that's what I had to go through at therapy. At therapy, my therapist brought me from ground one. I had to go there because I was depressed as fuck, trying to wonder, why do I have problems with this and that? And he was like, so where did you grow up? Who were you with? How is your relationship with your parents?
It's just the fact of us breaking generation like curses.
Yeah.
Like just the whole fact from parents to and it's just insane how in depth this book is. Like, and I kid you not, I was just saying this like literally like
that's crazy.
Like, maybe right before this interview I was saying to Azia, because I was telling her, I said, you need to read that book.
Amazing book.
And I feel like, like I had mentioned to Scott, I had told Scott, I said, when you're ready, then I tell you to like, I'll let you know when to, because I feel like you can't overwhelm people with certain information.
Yes. Because then you turn them off.
You turn them off. They're not ready. Yeah, you turn them off because they're not ready for it or for whatever it is. So, I'm glad that you were able to read that, and I'm glad like you can take in whatever it is and not feel so insane in a sense, Again. Oh no, I've read that book.
It's a book that you could read a million times because it's so impactful. It is packed with so much information that you want to keep reading it again because you want to just be reminded of what's being told.
Yeah, and it is a book, like you said, you're gonna read it, right? It is a book I've read many times. I've read that book in moments where I was at my darkest, and each time that I've read that book, I've always found new information, if that makes sense. So I'm glad, again, I love when I can share these type of things with people, because for me is the fact that you're taking what is said and putting in the effort into growing. Because I look at it like this is a book to grow within yourself.
Yes, 100%.
So I'm dope. Like I'm like, oh, like I love hearing when people tell me like, yo, I read that book and it's dope. And I'm like, and then the audio is even like, it blows your mind because of the way, again, like how you have the person speak, and then you have the devil, and then like it's just the
contrast is crazy.
Yeah, the contrast in itself is just amazing. So that, and going back to like the way you think, like again, like I feel like it's a beautiful thing the way you think, because people don't realize that in chaos can be so beautiful, right? It's just if you don't understand it is when you can look at it and be like, no.
To see the beauty in the chaos is something that's really, you have to be evolved in some point to some extent in order to understand it. If you're not evolved, then you continue to look at it as chaos and view it in negativity. But if you can find the beauty in the chaos, it just shows how much you've been enlightened to the chaos you've went through.
And I get it. It's a catch-22, right? Because like I can tell with you are in tune with your chaotic thoughts, if that makes sense, right?
Yes.
But but because you are in tune with it, hence the reasons why you're getting your anxieties or your
Because
whatever the side effects in a sense,
to
right?
overthink.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. I mean, I used to think of overthinking in a negative aspect, but it's only negative if you let it be.
Yeah.
So it's like overthinking purely in its essence is that you have the capacity to overthink, which means that your mind is so evolved to the point where you have so many questions. Like most people, like standard, regular, average people who don't think much, it's either this or that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier for them. But for a complex mind, like I would try to think like, how would Einstein break this situation down? Would it be black or white? Or would it be all the 1,000 things in between the two? And I feel like that's what most complex thinkers like struggle with, because it's so evolved. There's so many ways. That's why so many question marks come up. And it's like you start to evaluate every single question and you become so caught up in your thoughts that you become overwhelmed because you're such a complex thinker.
Yeah.
And you get anxious. So the only way to control that is through meditation. And that's why meditation is and has always been, since I started doing it, that's like a therapy in itself. Every morning I meditate because it'll help me clear my mind of the clutter that is whatever demons that I have, that is whatever things I need to do. There has to be a zero of focus into them. So it's like, let me quiet all these thousands of thoughts that I have and try to focus on this one thing at a time.
No, that's a fact.
But I've learned, in saying that, the reason I brought that up is because I've learned to accept being an overthinker and to try to be okay with it, because I used to drive myself crazy over it and be mad at myself for overthinking. Now it's like, okay, overthinking means I'm smart.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty much it in a
it's
nutshell.
just, that's a great thing. It's just, I just gotta chill out and not be so hard on myself.
I mean, yeah, well, little by little, you're, but I can tell again, I don't, I feel like this is, I'm not saying this is a recent thing that you probably worked on, but comparing Jay from the last show,
pre-quarantine to post-quarantine,
to now is like, I can see the difference. I really can. And it's two totally different people. And I actually look forward to your growth. This growth,
likewise.
Because it's dope. Like, to be able to witness the transformation and listening to your music. I'm proud of the whole project. I'm fucking about time you released the project, know? Because it's been a while, but it's fine. Everybody has their time, their own timing, and you have to learn that throughout life,
Well, I just learned that now. Like, that's what made me want to release the project in general, was the fact that I was like, in a time like now, so many people, and I spoke about this with one of my pastors. I felt when we spoke and I had COVID, we talked about things, and she said she feels that this is purpose. This is on purpose, this whole COVID quarantine thing. Now, she doesn't believe that God wants to kill, is willing to kill everyone. That's not what she's saying. What she is saying is that God is putting the world on pause because everything we've done to it and within it, and he's forcing, and I believe this is true, he's forcing us to look deep within ourselves, at ourselves, and see what it is within us that we feel we need to make adjustments with, because now we have no choice. We're always so busy on the go that we don't take that time to really go internal and really think and try to work on those things that we struggle with on a day-to-day basis, those things that we could actually help ourselves with, that faith, that lack of belief, that lack of confidence, that whatever it is that you struggle with on a day-to-day basis is what you should be looking internally rather than externally at whatever the world could give you. What is it within yourself that you have the time to fix now because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
rather than watching Netflix and movies and all that stuff, is the best time to be still.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of Ryan Holiday. He's
Yeah.
he's an author, great fucking author. He has a book called Stillness. Stillness is key.
Okay.
Or something like that. Or Stillness is the way, one of the two. But he literally speaks about being still and being present in the present moment and looking internally, nothing on, just sitting and really being still and reminiscing on everything and trying to gather your thoughts and understand yourself in a deeper way. That he talks about Marcus Aurelius. My mother loves Marcus Aurelius. And he was a Roman philosopher, one of the biggest ever.
Okay.
And he talks about life and about looking internal and how our internal relationship with ourselves and with society and how we can fix it and change it. That's how we have gotten through things like the plague and stuff like that, and that's how we're gonna get through this as well. So you know, that's why with this project I feel like it was such a personal project that it can hit somebody in their soul internally because of how emotional it is. So I felt this was the right if there's any time for somebody to listen to this project, it's now, because they have the time.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of partying, there's not a lot of clubbing, there's not a lot of constant busyness. Now you're forced to be at home. Now you're forced to not be able to go out as much as you'd feel like. Now you're forced to be with yourself. Maybe this is something that can comfort people. Maybe this is something that'll make somebody realize maybe I need to look within myself. Because that's what like even the song like Love Me on my project, that's what it's about. You know, I just want you to love me. Is that too much to ask of you? But I'm not just talking to the person across from me. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
Make me feel like I'm ugly. Maybe I'm way too attached to you, but that's the reason I keep coming back. Like, I'm trying to put my love in somebody else when I don't have that same love for myself already.
Gotcha.
So with songs like that, somebody could listen to and be like, you know what, that's true. You know, maybe this is something that I need to work on. You know, I come to you asking to set me free and rid me of this darkness that you keep inside of me. Like, maybe you need to turn to God and, you know, try to figure, or a higher being or the universe. Maybe you need to really start asking deeper questions about yourself, not just surface level.
No, that's a fact. That's definitely the fact. I do believe that, you know, this was planned, you know, and it was planned accordingly. It's crazy because it's 2020 and 2020 has to do with vision, which has to do with sight, which has to do with
that's
looking
crazy
deep into who you are. You
just hit me with a bar because I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so that's why this is the year of the eye, right? Of like the eye opener, like the sight of whatever sight it is within you. You know, this is a higher conscious ever right now what's happening. And it's up to you whether you want to accept what's going on or not, you know?
Yep.
It's up to you whether you are openly free, and open to the consciousness, or you're blindsided, you know. So it's all a choice in a sense.
Yep.
You know, I do strongly believe that this was planned, and you know, like as selfish as this can sound, like I've said it many times, I'm like, it was needed. It was needed to be honest.
I agree.
It was extremely needed because there's still a lot of chaotic shit going on out there, but it was needed for those who are right now, like for example, for yourself. It was needed for you. You needed this in order to look deeper into yourself. You know, I needed it to realize a lot of things that I overlooked. You know, I was too busy going here. Like you said, everybody was so fast paced. You know, everything was just going so forward that when was the last time we actually took the time to stand still?
The world stopped.
So it was needed. It definitely was needed. You know, I think, if, like, for everybody who's been watching the show, like, you definitely got to check out this project because it, like I said, listening to it, I felt listening to C, not only C, but listening to like your other tracks, like you felt everything that you were going through. You know, it doesn't matter when or why. This is how I took your songs. Like, it didn't matter to me why or when you did this, especially when you wrote this. For me, it was just like, damn, I felt this shit. And if you can relate to it, like you said, it was impactful to a place where it's either it opens you up to a place where you either you want to acknowledge what you're going through, what you're battling, or you just overlook it. You know, it's again, you know, it's everything's a choice. But with the music that you put out there, to you know, with this project, it was inspiring. It really was. So, and like I said, like to you, like, you know, about time. And I'm happy that you did that, because for me, I'm like, yo, you're dope. You're too dope. For me, I saw you more than just a freestyle dude. You understand? Like, I was like, not like, bro, like, you got too much going on. Like, I know you got to put content out, but I'm like, yo, we already know you can rap. And that's why, like, waiting for this project, this is why you're doing so well, because I feel like you had so many motherfuckers waiting for this shit. And now that it's out, it's like, and now that you coming out with a second part, it's like, oh, word, you know, like, it's just, it got the tecatos like that, you understand? Like, you know, so, you know, I'm super proud of you. And there is a transformation. I don't know if you noticed it, but there is a difference. I saw the I'm looking at the J you are now compared to I don't know if you see it, but there is a difference between how you were before and now where you're at now. And I felt like, because before, when I had you on the show, you were although you're still finding yourself, but I feel like you answered during COVID. You answered a lot of your questions. You had so many questions before. Yeah. And I feel like during this time you answered, and I'm not saying all of it, but I can tell you answered a lot of it.
Majority.
Yeah. So, and I'm happy to hear that you had to go through what you went through, because you had questions. So you had to face your questions. This was your stillness. You had to you were so, like, you were questioning so much, and you was just because you were so distracted that this was the time and where you were so still that you were forced to answer these questions. And I can see the difference. I feel like, I may be wrong, whatever. I don't know.
That means a lot. I think you got something. You got something.
No, definitely.
It's different to feel it yourself. It's different when somebody else says it to you.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see the difference. So I'm super proud of you. I'm super happy. It doesn't matter what happens here on out. Like, I'm super happy that you are taking the initiative to put yourself in the right mental space. You know? So that's really important. And I would never let you quit, regardless of what. So I'm like, you understand? Like, I would never, like, if I hear him, I'm like, he's not now. No, he's not retired. I don't believe it. I need more people. Like, you need more people, bro. Like, let's do this. But where can we find all your music, all your information, everything?
So right now I'm working on a website / landing page that'll be out soon. So I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated on that. Okay. But as of right now, follow me on my Instagram at whoisjoshjacobs. My YouTube for when the video drops at whoisjoshjacobs. Follow me on Spotify and Apple Music at Josh Jacobs. Just look up Josh Jacobs. I'm there. Follow me. And all my other SoundCloud, Who Is Josh Jacobs, the majority. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Now, definitely, all his information will be on the description box.
Yes. So. And the project that's out now is I Know Now Part 1. And this Friday, August 28th, I Know Now Part 2 will be dropping Thursday night going into Friday, which is 12 a.m. So yeah, I hope everybody rocks with it.
Now they are. They definitely are. I want to say again, thank you for taking the time for being here.
Thank you for having me. You're so dope. And your new setup is fire. fire.
Thank you.
Super fire.
It was the woman behind the cameras.
Behind the camera.
The camera.
Man, she killed this.
She killed it.
Definitely
Yeah,
killed
I told her what I wanted, and she executed the vision. You understand?
Amazing.
So,
Yeah, it was all a dream.
you know, not definitely, man. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in, who's been commenting. Yes. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Subscribe, comment, like. It's all free. So guys, y'all already know the vibes, man. There shouldn't be an excuse to why you're not following the man, because all his information's below. But y'all already know how we end the show, man. It's gonna be a dope motherfucking performance by Josh Jacobs doing his single In Due Time. Y'all already know the vibes.
I'm not sure just where I'll find you. I'm not sure just where you'll be. I must be lost in translation. In the woods is where I'll be.
And I'm not sure just when I'll see you. I'm not sure just when you come. Yeah, I'm just a hopeless romantic, waiting for my only one. In due time, check. The dust is settled in, the war is over now, and I'm searching for what's within. I think I got a picture of what I picture's the picture perfect mixture of qualities I want to see. Am I missing? I think I met you once in my life, you were picture perfect. Had every quality that I wanted beneath the surface. A loving heart, a gentle soul, and the softest touch. A soothing voice, a contagious laugh, and the cutest blush. Determination and motivation for self-improvement. You had me chasing, I wasn't patient, admit I blew it. Never got the chance to show you of what I'm capable. Maybe if you just gave me another chance, I'd be able to, but you found love in a different place, and I do respect it. Cherish that love and hold it close and keep it well protected. I won't break up a happy home, and I've been known for stealing. Maybe I was wrong, it wasn't love, but I just love the feeling. Yeah, and I'm not sure just where you'll be. I must be lost in translation. Word. In the woods is where I'll be. Yeah, and I'm not sure just when I'll see you. I'm not sure just when you come. I'm just a hopeless romantic, waiting for my only one. And do. Will I ever find her? Will I ever know love again? Will I get a reminder of what it's like to have chemistry, both mentally and physically? The mystical creature whose features conceive my identity. Looking for a bad chick with ass and tits and a master's. Brains and beauty consume me but never have all the answers. Turning on those that want us, but longing for those that play us while playing a role that have. I'm not fathoming, this ain't us. I know what I have to offer, I know what I have to give. I know I ain't everything you thought you would be happy with. What you see is what you get, take or leave what I display. I ain't playing hard to get, so heavy now I walk away. I could be a knight in shining armor, but I just don't fit the image that you have or the persona. So here I sit and wonder, what is it about myself that makes me unappealing? Maybe she's like you, she don't want love, but she just love the feeling.
What I gotta do to make you
understand me? What I gotta say to make you listen to me? All I wanna hear is that you love me dearly. All I wanna know is that you'll be there for me. Will I ever find you is the only question. Will you be enough for me is all I'm thinking. If I keep on hoping that you have the answers, I'll just keep on feeling like there's something missing. Damn. Is there anybody out in the world who you can hear me? Do you hear me? Oh Lord, do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Artistry.
Catch us on YouTube, Facebook, or outlets.
Follow us, the Artistry NY.